All right. Camera's on this time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Camera's on for Harambe.
I think they were.
Damn.
This is a great way to start this off.
I'm instantly sad.
Yeah, for those of you who are listening in or watching in this time, so there was some technical difficulties with the Transformers movie review that we did. So due to circumstances that cannot be prevented in any way, shape, or form, no one's fault in particular, but the video was not able to be uploaded. So the audio is still available, but the actual video is non-existent. So, with that being said, we have video here now. So, you guys are good to go. This is a very special episode of the Superhero Homies podcast because we are here to talk about the first superhero movie of 2025.
That's right. And it's a brave new world, folks.
It is, in fact, a brave new world. Dylan, please reassemble my goddamn pen.
I was waiting for it.
Sometimes I miss doing the podcast by myself.
Sometimes.
Hey, that's offensive.
I was gonna say.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean that, Junior. He can stay.
No. He said he wants to go back home with me now.
Oh, is that really? I thought he liked it here. Okay.
Yeah, well, he used to.
Oh.
But that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to talk about the new Captain America movie. We saw it. We had a nice little early showing today, which is nice because we won't be here reviewing the shit till like 1:30 in the morning.
Instead, it'd just be till 11.
Yeah, and that's actually good for everybody because if we start the review at like 11:30, then like by about 15 minutes after midnight, it's just going to be like Dick and Nips references and, and Rick and Morty jokes and whatever else.
Giant space buttholes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Is it not normally just that?
Not the whole time. The whole time?
The whole time?
Yeah. For those of you who also listened to the Transformers 86 review, which I did earlier today, I apologize.
I feel like at this point, if you've listened to any of the throwback series and you continue to listen to the throwback series, I think you know exactly what you're getting into.
And you're a masochist.
I think it's just going to be a podcast of people sitting at the table being upset about one of the people at the table and not wanting to talk about the reason.
Yeah, I mean, let me just break down to you how an episode of the throwback goes, okay? So, like, we watch a really old movie right before we come in here. So we're like fresh, Typically, 3 or more people at the table did not enjoy the thing. Sometimes all of them, right? Like in the instance of like Cool World or the holiday special or whatever. And then we just make jokes about, like, we reference things that we do like while talking shit about the thing we hated that we just watched. That's typically what happens. And if the movie is as giving as like Transformers 86, it'll give us something to riff on for 2 hours like a giant space butthole.
It starts with that butthole and it ends with that butthole. So,
God damn it, I'm still mad.
I really need to watch that episode.
But the movie we're here to review tonight did not have any space buttholes.
no space,
Neither big nor small.
Yeah. No space butthole, but maybe other buttholes were in this movie.
That's
you
true.
have to listen
Who's
to
to
find
say?
out.
Yeah. I think
There was a
reading
red
of
one.
the rules.
There was a red one.
Yes, reading of the rules are in order. Caleb, you are correct.
Yeah. So, as with all of our new movie reviews, the first half of this review will be completely spoiler-free. We will talk about the pacing and the score and the performances, and then just a very brief thought of the plot without giving anything away. And then we're going to score it, and then we will move on to the second half, probably with a decent helping of bullshit in between the two, where it will be full tilt, all the spoilers for the whole rest of the show. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, maybe you're on the fence about it, which honestly that would be understandable with this movie for sure. Stick around and see what we thought about it, and then you can pause the show and go see for yourself.
Absolutely. And with that being said, for those of you who are new here, hi, welcome. And proper introductions are in order. So, homies, one and all, I would like to welcome you all to a very special episode of the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I am here with my illustrious co-host who sometimes plays really mean pranks on me where he switches the episodes out, the homie Caleb.
That has only happened once, and it was glorious, and so it will probably happen again.
I am also here with the man who decided to make us watch Transformers 1986.
What, make? You got to.
Let me cook.
Let him cook, Bruce.
And that is, of course, none other than the sometimes homie, sometimes not homie, Brendan. There you have it. And, of course, we also here with none other than the man who I would either completely trust with my deepest, darkest secret or never tell anything at all. The homie Dylan.
That somehow tracks.
Yeah, I thought so. That's why I said it. And with that being said, we are here to talk about Captain America 4 Brave New World.
Was
New
that last
World
because I
Order.
took apart your pen?
I'm still calling it New World Order.
All right, so I'm getting two things at the same time here, neither of which directly have anything to do with the movie we just watched.
No, yes, it does.
Yeah, this is not the throwback. Can we rein it in a little bit?
Fine, all right. Fair enough.
So, first of all, right out the gate, I want to say this, and then I want to get your guys' thoughts, your vague overall thoughts on this movie. And that one thing is this. The internet has not been kind to this movie already. The internet has been very,
Really?
very mean. Yes.
Yeah.
Was today the opening night? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess some people did get to see it maybe Wednesday, critic
Midnight
reviews.
Queen or
Or,
whatever.
Jeremy Johns and
yeah, stuff like that. Jeremy Johns. I thought you said German Johns.
I did
was
too.
like,
That's what I thought you said too. I was like, is that like an offshoot of like Jimmy John's? They make like German sandwiches?
sure. We got free screenings.
Shout out to Jeremy. Yeah, but other places really weren't that kind to this movie, and I want to get your guys' thoughts on that. Like, what, do you guys think this movie is deserving of maybe some of the harsh criticism it got? What do you guys think about this movie? Where does it stand with you?
I gotta say, like, absolutely not. I have minor issues, and I have a couple minor issues, but I don't have anything that's like, fuck this movie, you know? Like, we'll get into it, but there are definitely some power level issues with Sam kind of throughout the movie,
Power
and
scaling.
and I tend to not like that. I don't like it in my anime, and I don't like it in my Marvel movies.
Why did he look at me when he said that?
Yeah.
Anytime anime.
So I don't like that. And like I said, we'll get into all of that. But like, most of my criticisms are minor. For the most part, like, I don't really see how anybody could hate this movie if you like let's just say you hate all the shitty MCU movies. We know what they are. Take that list. Take our ultimate MCU ranking list. Chop like the bottom 12 off. This movie is nothing like those movies.
Yeah.
It does not belong down there. It does not deserve the hate. I could see if you said it was okay. Like, I could understand like that, but if you got a harsher criticism than that, you came into this wanting to hate this movie the way I see it.
This is a podcast.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
I thought we were following the format from earlier, so I was giving.
Oh yeah.
I was. Hi guys. Oh, yeah, I liked it. There was a lot. I enjoyed it. A good amount. But there was some sticking stuff in there. But me being a nerd, like comic book nerd, that would explain. But I actually enjoyed it a lot. I don't think it deserves any kind of like real hate, like especially compared to a lot of other MCU movies. Like it's I would say like top 15 maybe.
I'd have to unpack that.
Yeah, that is a lot to unpack there. I'm not gonna dispute it or anything. All right.
I gotta see if I have my list on my phone.
I have my complaints, but we'll get there.
We will get there.
Like, I'm curious what 15 is that suddenly got bumped down to
Well, our list is also like TV shows and
okay.
movies, so it's
Yeah.
a little different. How about you, Delanius?
I did like it. It like there definitely was a time or two that
Damn.
Sorry, go ahead, Dylan.
there was a time or two where I did get pulled out of it a good like 2 or 3 times, and without spoiling anything, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't super love the ending. Like the climactic part, like the tail end of it was fine, but like the actual ending part, I was just like, we're doing this one, all right. But as the resident anime nerd, though, I definitely looked over at Ace at least once and was just like, that's too much. That's too much. Power levels are bullshit. And that's coming from me.
Like, dog, did you take the serum or not?
I know you referenced it 3 times. You did not.
I think you did.
I
think you took a little bump.
Someone slipped
just,
that in there.
just a smidgen.
Just a little bump. He just,
Smidgen.
just real quick.
Unless someone was pulling some punches.
All right,
I hope not.
and not to rabbit hole us already, man, but like watching this movie, it just really struck me as to like how many super soldiers are in the MCU.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's obviously Old Man Steve. There was Red Skull.
Oh yeah,
He took it?
yeah. That's why he's.
That's
Red
why
Skull.
he's
He had a messed up version of
Yeah,
it.
he was allergic to it.
He got the German version.
he got the German version of it.
Yeah, from German Johns.
From German.
Oh no!
God damn it, German Johns. Got fucked up.
Oh shit. There's Bucky who has it in the MCU.
There's them 5 people that what's his face killed. That Zemo killed.
Yep.
And then there's like 12 fucking Flag Smashers that
I was
have
going
it.
to say the Flag Smashers have it, don't they?
I forgot they had it.
I entirely forgot.
Wasn't it like a diet version of it, kind of, in a way?
Well, that's the thing, right? Because going by the comic books,
Oh no! Not the.
Rules as written.
Rules have written.
Dr. Abraham Erskine only made the one, and that's the one that Steve Rogers took.
Yeah, the only person that's got the OG is
Yeah.
Steve.
So the one that like Bucky has, the one that U.S. Agent has. Like,
What about Isaiah Bradley?
even his is different.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, so that's a different serum.
yeah. For those who don't know, Isaiah Bradley, like with his serum, you guys maybe remember him from Falcon and Winter Soldier. He was.
I just watched it yesterday. I literally just
you
one
refreshed.
block watched the whole thing
Oh,
yesterday.
damn.
Hey, so you real fresh.
I didn't
Yeah.
actually dislike it as much as I did the first
I
time.
bet not.
Because I've just seen so much horrible
Yeah.
shit since then.
I was actually going to say with my like general overview, I was like, I'm almost wondering if we are more happy with this movie because of the amount of just
Recency bias.
not good we swam through.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
The not good we swim. I like the way you put that.
You were saying Isaiah Bradley, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, with Isaiah Bradley, like with Brandon, you asking about was his serum the same? Absolutely not, because they experimented on like hundreds of black soldiers just to try to get something that was comparative to
Yeah.
it, and most of those men, if not all of them, died except for Isaiah, and he was like the only success.
They did that V for Vendetta shit.
Yeah,
Straight up.
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much actually. Yeah.
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 And and then they sent him into war, and he was, their super soldier. And then after that, they're like, well, this shit kind of has an icky history attached to it. Let's put him in jail.
Yeah.
As they do.
Yeah, as they do. So, yeah, that was the thing. But yeah, so you guys may remember him from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Caleb, isn't that like 6 hours of television?
It is. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I could have been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance
Yeah.
too.
He's dedicated.
You know?
It's dedication.
I got Avowed waiting on the computer for me at home
Is that Tuesday?
today.
Today.
It's today.
Ooh.
If you got the premium or whatever.
That's right.
I got that Game Pass upgrade for
Yeah.
like $21.
Yeah, that's what I'm marking.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
But yeah. I mean, you know, my love for the homies is absolute. You know,
It's about as high as Junior's hands.
it's absolute homie.
Absolute homie.
Yeah.
Perfect tense.
But yeah, let me just say, we can, I guess, probably start getting into like performances and whatnot. But the guy that's playing Isaiah Bradley is fucking incredible.
Yeah.
I didn't want to break the moment, but in one of the scenes, and I think you know the scene I'm talking about, I almost looked over and was like, Jesus, what actor is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it the cell? That's yeah, got it.
Yeah. I was just like, what the holy hell?
The nuance that he put in the
Yeah.
acting is just like, is this like guy acting or is he for real?
Yeah, I forgot he was acting for a minute.
The pain that he's able to like layer behind,
Yeah.
even a scene where he's like joking with another character, he always has that layer of pain behind it, and he can like to be able to like put that through the screen at you is incredibly like just incredible talent, you know. And even some of the, I think the harshest like critics online that have actually seen the movie, a lot of people that are hating on it haven't even fucking seen it. But even some of the harshest critics online, I think, still praised his performance. So they're not completely brain dead.
And he's definitely one of my favorite parts of the movie.
He was also great in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like I remember his scene in that was so great, and then it was hilariously frustrating how Sam was like, "Damn, that's fucked up. Let me go still be Captain America."
Yeah. Yeah. He was like, "Damn, man, that's fucked." And then like he was like, "Well, but I gotta go." And then he just kind of the plot just kind of rolled on. You know.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we already referenced it once, so it kind of bugs me, the whole serum, like super serum thing. That whole plot point really bugs me. That they're just like, yeah, he doesn't need it. It's fine.
But my thing is like, where would he get it from? Like it's too available, and I don't like that.
Yeah. Well, I think right now, theoretically, the only person that has it is the broker, right? That the power broker has it.
Oh, speaking about what's your name? Sharon.
Sharon, yes, Sharon Carter.
Where the fuck did you get it?
Fucking super villain Sharon Carter.
Yeah. Which have they done anything with that since?
No.
What if? That's all.
I was like, I don't even remember who
Does that
is.
count?
Sharon Carter, she was Steve's like blonde girlfriend,
It's
like the grandniece of Peggy.
Yeah, you know the one he fucked before he went back in time and got with her aunt.
do we know he fucked her?
I mean,
Do
I
we
mean-
know? Do we know he
We
smashed?
know they was making
Did homie
out,
smash?
and then she was feeling on them testicles.
yeah,
Yeah,
he hit.
he smashed.
He hit. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm just saying, if Chris Evans want to take me back to the house,
Hulk's
I'm
not
going.
the only one that smashed.
that's right. Although I seen that Instagram, so I don't know about all that.
I mean-
Maybe not.
There is one other place
Be
you
in the
can get
hospital.
some kind of strength serum. That supplement I told you about.
Oh,
No. I knew you were going there. No hope juice for anyone.
Oh my god.
But no, I thought that Isaiah Bradley. I mean, he's great, and it's to the point where like he's so great in both Falcon and Winter Soldier and here that there's almost like the same dilemma, where it's like I enjoy your performance so thoroughly, and like the hurt and pain that your character displays is immense. How does the rest of the movie carry that on? You know. And they do better here than they did in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Far better, I would say.
Yeah, but at the same time, they also never. You gotta if you're gonna bring it up, then you gotta address it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's hard still getting around the idea that what really is it that Sam is representing? Because when Isaiah sees him wear that uniform, he's thinking, you know, you're representing like a nation that oppressed us for hundreds of years
Right.
and don't give a shit about black people. Like that's what you're doing. Like that's what Isaiah sees, you know, and you can't argue with that, you know.
And it also comes from a perspective too, where he's like, if they did it to me, they'll fucking do it to you.
Yeah.
You know.
And you know, old Sam's like, yeah, man, that's fucked up, dog.
I'm gonna go be a
Couldn't have been me.
Could have been me.
Carl Lumbly is that guy's name.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the thing.
Has he been in anything else?
I don't know. IMDb will tell us.
I was curious about that. I didn't want to ask, but
There was a dossier that we see of him in the movie, and it said he's 6'1". I'm like, that guy looks a lot bigger than 6'1".
That's because he was standing next to a child.
He was in 105 episodes of Alias.
Damn. So like every episode.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm around 6 foot, so 6'1". So.
No, that guy was bigger than 6'1" because Anthony
Yeah.
Mackie's got to be 6 feet, and it seemed he seemed to be
That might be just like an
a
actor
Hollywood
build.
thing.
Yeah.
Crazily enough, he was in Altered Carbon,
Oh, what?
Oh shit!
Along
which
with Anthony
along with
Mackie?
Anthony Mackie.
I need to watch that.
I watched a few
No, he's
episodes of it,
pretty
and I
cool.
ended up just getting sidetracked from it.
He was in 15 episodes of Supergirl as I guess Mirren Johns. Is that Martian Manhunter's dad?
Somehow that sounds like it tracks.
It's gotta fucking be. I mean, it's spelled and everything
Wait.
right here.
Oh, yeah, he's got to be.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
What's Martian's Manhunter's
John
name?
Jones?
John Jones? Really?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
He played.
You could have picked a better name. Come on, man.
That's his alien name.
He was Silas Stone in the Gods and Monsters, Justice League Gods and Monsters. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And he actually
Oh, he did
voiced
Wiccan.
Martian Manhunter in the Injustice video game.
Oh,
wow.
damn.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's cool.
Put in that work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
okay.
is actually really interesting. He was the witch doctor in Diablo 3.
Damn.
See?
That's like a main character. Like,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
Aren't you glad I asked?
Yeah, I am glad that you asked. And that's fucking rare.
Never thought you'd say those sentences.
Yeah, I don't know that I've ever said that to you.
That's the first.
Right here, folks.
Right
Mark it on
here.
your calendars.
What you guys think about Anthony Mackie?
I thought that for this movie, no matter what, it's imperative that we come out of this with him solidified as like that we feel like he's Captain America. Because Falcon and Winter Soldier, I think it handles the transition well. But then the only time it's kind of like Smallville, like we only see him as Superman for like 10 seconds at the end. And honestly, the part where he's actually Cap at the end is probably the worst part of the show. Like the
Oh,
the climax of Falcon and Winter Soldier is like a ruined orgasm, like straight up. It's like you're like right there, and then like the phone rings, or like somebody knocks on the door, or whatever. You know?
I didn't think it was terrible. I think it could have been better, but I didn't think it was. Maybe I was just like excited about the new suit. I don't know.
The new suit is dope.
Bring that one up.
But I thought that Anthony Mackie, to me, I think this is some of his best work in the MCU by far, and
I agree.
he never like he stepped into the leading man role for this movie 100%. Like I thought that he
You can
killed
see
it.
his evolution.
Yeah, I thought that he killed it, and I think he as a character has some of the best character work in the MCU. Like as far as like longevity and like seeing them come from like just some dude, you know. So I thought
Because he's not a superhero. He has no superpowers, obviously.
he got an ultra mega suit.
He
He
got
got the same
the mega
powers
suit.
Tony Stark's got.
He don't got the lasers.
He does have lasers. As a matter of fact, he got an independent
You know what? Never
thing
mind.
that
Fair enough.
pops out, and that thing has lasers. He
enough.
got a slazer
He
beam.
Slazer laser.
You actually said in the movie theater that he has the most amazing and powerful armor in existence.
Plot armor.
Plot armor.
Oh God!
Yes. And then Dylan followed it up with, and he has the second best armor, vibranium armor. So he's got 1A and 1B. You know, I thought that Anthony Mackie did tremendous here as well. There were people online, this was like, leading up to the release of the movie, questioning if he would have the ability to step into that leading man role, and I think he absolutely does here. I'm not going to say that the script always supports him, but I think that he absolutely carries it here. And I agree with what you said, Caleb. Like, this movie was really a make it or break it for him and for Sam Wilson as a character. Like, we need to see him as Captain America, and if we do not feel that here, then it's dead in the water.
Yeah.
It's almost like, and I hate, but I also love to bring up this comparison. It's like back when Kevin Feige thought that to replace the MCU Trinity, he was going to put Captain Marvel in that position.
Yeah.
And that shit.
See how that worked out.
Yeah.
See how that worked. But here, I thought that he was going to do good, but he did, for me, even better than I thought he would.
I agree.
Yeah. We have Danny.
You know, let him talk about Anthony Mackie.
I normally would have stepped in, but you guys legitimately said all
yeah,
the things I was going to
okay.
say.
Really,
So
like
Ace and I just have that connection.
he was a lot better than I thought he was going to be, for sure. Like, I mean, and not to saying that was ever bad, but he definitely stepped it up to another level for me.
I was talking about Dylan.
I'll go.
Well, I mean, he was a
myself.
lot better than I thought he was going to be too. So
Oh, thank you, Gail. That was, yeah, I agree.
yeah. No, I will say, like, by the end of this movie, I actually could hear them say Captain America, and I didn't think about Steve Rogers. Like,
Which is what you
Yeah,
want.
actually.
which is
yeah.
exactly what you want.
It
You know,
took about half or 3/4 of the movie for it to really start happening, but yeah,
well, I think it takes about that amount of time for Sam.
that could be it.
Everything after, so like when he,
Spoiler.
I can't talk
Yeah,
about that.
no.
My bad.
Yeah, no,
Bob fucked up
almost.
some shit. So, yeah, can't talk about that.
No, you kind of did.
I did. Yeah, sorry about that,
Yeah,
folks.
well,
he can edit it
It's
out.
Just put a big
It's
old
all right.
bleep.
Yeah, well, a long one. My whole sentence.
was it not in the trailer? Didn't you say it was in the trailer?
Let's shut the fuck up. All right.
I said
We were
trailer.
talking about
It's not in the trailer.
talking about Falcon and Winter Soldier and about their relationship there.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
And it's like, how does that translate? Because in this movie, he has like another buddy, and it's like theoretically, like your buddies are like they're either dead or fucking MIA. It seems. But Danny Ramirez plays Falcon.
I actually thought I was going to struggle with him because I was like, nobody gives a shit about this character.
Yeah.
I kind of felt the same.
But I thought he did well.
No, I actually enjoyed him a lot. Like,
When
he was a good
first-
comic relief.
When I first saw him, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm this," I was just like, "Okay." But then like it just very quickly grows on me. I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this character.
I never cared for him in the comic books because, I mean, and this is a problem for me that carries on wherever, and it's the problem of I don't like relegating Falcon to the role of a sidekick because
Yeah.
it just further insinuates that Sam can't be a main character unless he steps into the mantle of Captain America, which is its own problem in my opinion.
Right.
I agree with that.
But with that being said, I thought that Danny did actually a really good job here as Joaquin Torres.
And honestly, like that problem that you just mentioned, that shit echoes throughout superhero stories in general. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the whole mantle changing.
yeah, I mean,
There's
Dick Grayson had to become Nightwing. He couldn't just be Robin,
right.
and be the main character. Like, oh, that's got to be Batman's sidekick. You know?
Well, at least he didn't become he did become Batman, but at least he didn't become like
That's
Batman.
true.
Batman.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I guess also the difference is like, you know, Robin was raised and trained by Bruce Wayne and a true sidekick, but it's like Falcon. To me, like you have the potential, dude, to just break out and be your own guy. Like I never thought that he had to step into Steve's shoes to be an A-lister.
No.
Yeah.
Now Bucky was actually his sidekick,
But Bucky was actually his sidekick.
and then he wasn't when he first came back.
Yeah.
Well, in the MCU, I think, I mean, obviously, in Winter Soldier, Sam is his sidekick. But, like, by the time we get into, like, Civil War, he's just on the team, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, he's in the end of Age of Ultron, like, fighting with the Avengers and shit, you know?
yeah.
Sidekicks ain't invited to that shit.
Which movie
If I was
did
a
we?
sidekick, I wouldn't want to be invited to that shit.
Right? No.
Yeah, no, like I'll let y'all handle this one.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to be somebody's character development.
Right.
Oh damn! I pulled a hamstring. I'll be back here, guys. I'm stretching out.
They treat Ant-Man like a damn sidekick, though.
He treats himself like a sidekick.
Fair enough.
Hey, that
Oh,
motherfucker.
not so hard.
Listen, Scott Lang beat Kang to death with his bare hands.
With his bare hands.
No suit.
No secret.
That's a bad motherfucker.
You're not wrong.
The same King the Conqueror who in a roundabout way said that he beat Thor.
Yeah, he killed
Yeah,
Thor.
several of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ant-Man, shit.
They must have been from that that universe where Mr. Fantastic is a C student.
Oh no, okay. So technically, hear me out here. Bear with me here.
Oh no.
Oh,
And Ant-Man Quantumania, King said something along the lines of, he never called him Thor. He said the one with the hammer.
Yeah.
What if it was Throg? Like,
Ah,
you know,
It's still
he's
Thor.
the frog, but it's a frog Thor. Like Loki
Yeah.
made him to a frog because he's not the same fucking
does he have the same power? Like,
on like a smaller
on
scale.
on a frog scale.
I just thought he had the same like equal amount of power. Just he looks like a frog now.
The greatest thing about Throg is the fact that Thor, like his like kingly, godly demeanor never changes, and so you just see this fucking ridiculous, fucking
That's amazing.
foot tall frog using and posing like he's still the fucking god of thunder. He is, but
Yeah.
Is he not self-aware?
You're like, I mean, Thor wasn't supposed to be self-aware anyway.
I need to read those stories.
Anywho, spoiler alert: Throg is not in this. movie.
No, he is in
Loki season 1.
yeah, in Loki season 1. Yeah,
That's right, he is.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. But no, Falcon was good here. He felt like a real person, and
See, for a second there, I thought you were talking about Sam Wilson for like a split second.
See, that never occurred to me. This movie did a good job.
yep.
It did hit me
My-
like
my
that the
bad.
same way.
I don't,
Because whenever you were like, yeah, Falcon, I was like, all right, which one's he talking about?
Yeah.
like,
Okay, Joaquin.
Yeah.
Phoenix?
God damn it.
yeah, I was thinking it, but I was going to say it.
He did not do good in Joker.
I don't think he's ever gonna be in another superhero movie ever again.
I didn't think he'd be in it too.
Yeah, I don't think he did either, to be honest. But Torres here, I thought he was his own character. Obviously, he's got a lighter tone than Steve or Sam, which is fine. I mean,
I think that's.
I think he's supposed to be like really young.
I think that's like part of the point.
yeah, it is for sure. Like this is a dark movie. I mean, to have some little comic relief in there is good, and they didn't overdo it.
No.
You know, I will say this: we're not really to this yet, but like the humor that they try to do, like I'm so glad they didn't try to ham fist a bunch of jokes into here. I feel like there was only a couple of jokes, and I feel like most of them landed. So
Yeah, this movie actually have to applaud it for trying to take itself more serious. As serious as you can with, a Red Hulk in it.
right, yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about old Giancarlo Esposito. Sidewinder.
I really wish he had
Every
gotten
time
the
you say
comic.
an acronym, I have to be like, which one is it?
I really wish he could have gotten the comic costume.
That would have been comic relief.
What's the outfit?
It would have been good for me.
Yeah.
I wanted something to like
Oh,
kind of
say Walt
any kind of
Puffery.
callback. I like it doesn't have to be exact, but a callback to the original I don't know, uniforms, costumes, whatever you want to call them.
While
would have
we're-
been
while we're
cool.
doing this.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Here
no.
we
Just
go.
something snake-like.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm so
There
glad
we
that
go.
they didn't do this. That is a damn near Luke Cage OG costume level.
I would hope that actor in particular, if they showed him that, he would just go.
That probably happened. He was probably like, I'm going to bring my own wardrobe.
So the first time I ever saw that actor, by the way, was in a show.
Breaking Bad?
No, I can't remember the name of the show now.
Mandalorian?
No, before that, it was a show about where the world when all electricity got like.
Oh, I
disappeared.
know the one you're talking about. Is that the one that has the really good sword fights and shit in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first time I saw him, and he was a wonderful villain in it.
Yeah.
Just I
He's.
cannot remember the name. It was like a.
I know the show you're talking about.
I need to finish it.
He's been in a ton of like good villain roles over
Oh,
the
yeah.
last decade. I mean, Breaking Bad is what really like skyrocketed him.
Has he ever not been a villain?
Yeah, he actually has a ton of work where he's not a villain. They actually asked him that question at Dragon Con.
Yeah.
And that came up.
I was saying Do the Right Thing, which I think that was the first thing I saw him in, even though I didn't.
I want to see. I've seen him in something that way he wasn't a villain in, but I cannot remember for the life of me what it was.
Yeah, but he does. I mean, he really does tremendous work.
Revolution.
Yeah. He does tremendous work all the time, and I didn't think it was any different here.
Sorry.
I did think that he, oddly enough, it's like he, and maybe this is probably due to like the reshoots, right?
Right.
But did anybody else think he used like a little different accent in some of the scenes?
The way he spoke in general was a little off, but like in an enjoying way.
Well, he always has that very deliberate speech pattern, which I love about him. But it's like, I felt like he had a little bit of the Gus, like Hispanic accent in the beginning. And then like when you see him again, he kind
Not
of...
as strong.
I did notice that, but I noticed it, and it like subconsciously was a natural thing for me. Because I feel like if you swap languages, your speech pattern alters, like lingers for a second when you're coming out of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I feel like, because whenever you see him in different scenes, it's not like, oh, something happened, a thing happened, and then he's here again. It's like pretty far off.
Yeah.
In the movie, so like
that's fair.
It also could be the tone, his temperament, a bunch of things, would change your natural speech pattern.
Yeah.
But I didn't notice any like very like weird differences.
No, I didn't think so.
People's accents do change in real life. Like when I get mad, I get real country as hell.
That's pretty common, actually.
I thought you were going to say when you get mad, you start speaking German.
Oh, no. Not German Johns.
Not a German Johns.
Yeah,
German Johns.
I'll be honest. I thought that with Sidewinder, I mean, I love seeing Giancarlo Esposito in this kind of more physical type role, like this a different type of badass for him. But at the same time, they could have got anybody for this.
Not Seth Rollins.
Damn, I was waiting for it. I was fucking waiting for it. God damn.
I got you now.
He already caught enough strays from the director.
Yeah, the director was like, the director tried to be really like
He
fucking
failed.
politically correct.
He
The director was like, well, listen, so we really loved working with Seth. I mean, Class A talent, but when you have the opportunity to work with someone like Giancarlo Esposito, I mean, it was just common sense,
And I couldn't help it.
And you like reading between the lines, you're like, this dude's like fucking PR person is over here sweating bullets. They got like a little napkin.
They're holding up the cue cards like, please just read it like this.
Yeah, just like exactly like this, please.
God damn.
You
Poor
were in a
Seth.
minefield and you just take these exact steps.
The buyer never showed.
Seth still got that money, so
That's
He
true.
still got paid for it. For sure.
I mean, he's like the like third alternate on a Broadway play. They still get paid.
hey, I'll take it. You can put me in the movie and then cut it all out.
Yo,
Yo, that cash bag shows.
If they would have put Seth in that suit, though,
Oh yeah. Then I
Was
could've
he
seen
supposed to be Sidewinder, or was he supposed to be a different?
From what I understand, I thought he was supposed to be a different character.
Yeah, he
Okay.
was supposed to be in the Serpent Society.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Captain America, you like my suit?
I got you now, Captain America.
He's gonna come find us all.
Yeah, fuck him. I'm gonna hurt his feelings.
God damn, what did that man do to you? Every podcast.
I know, not really. But let's talk about the man of the hour here. We got to talk about Harrison Ford.
Not that I think Harrison Ford would phone it in, but I thought if there was any movie where he would phone it in, thought it'd be this one.
Mm-hmm.
He did not.
Nope.
So, all right, question. What does the term phone it in mean?
That means you just deliver the bare minimum performance to
Serviceable.
get by.
Got you.
Just to get that money.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're like, because he's 82 years old.
Damn.
And you know that he looks at something like this, oh, it's one of those silly
Nerd.
movies.
Nerd movies.
Yeah.
To be fair, he looked at Star Wars like that when he was like 20.
Right. It's got to be
This
worse.
is for these fucking nerds.
It's got to be even worse when he's 80.
I don't think he was looking at that paycheck like that.
Yeah.
You know, he actually got the role of Han Solo because he actually was a weed dealer in L.A. And
I thought he was a carpenter.
He was, but he also sold marijuana.
Oh, okay.
Just like Jesus.
And
I can't tell you you're wrong,
God,
but I also can't see. I don't know if you're right.
There's no proof that you're wrong. He's right.
I mean, technically, it all came from him. If you believe in that particular doctrine, so it's from the earth.
But anyway,
God damn
You
it.
okay? You all right?
me, I am simply letting Brendan die for.
Is your mic still working?
I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
Just
All
making
right.
sure.
I'm good.
Oh, boy.
No, I agree with you. I thought the same thing. I was like, you know, he probably is like this kind of shitty thing. But here's the thing, you know, he is 82. This is like his legacy, you know. I've been watching him in 1923, and he absolutely has been killing it in that. It's one of my favorite roles of his ever. And that's a crazy thing to say about someone who's been in as much shit as he's been in.
Right.
How was he in that last Indiana Jones movie?
I thought he was better than he was in Crystal Skull.
Okay.
I mean,
movie is a fever dream.
but I mean,
Yeah, I haven't
That's
seen.
not.
I haven't seen the new one.
I haven't seen Crystal Skull, but man, the new one, he just looked tired and cranky.
That's the only.
You should watch Crystal.
you haven't seen Crystal Skull?
That's the only one I
That
have seen.
explains why you actually.
We went through this on that review. I have not seen it.
That explains why you gave it the low score you gave it. Because if you had
No,
seen
no,
Crystal Skull, you would have been like,
Crystal Skull would have gotten a lower score then.
Confession time. That's the only one I have seen.
Out of all,
And
and
of
you
them,
still want to watch more Indiana Jones?
No,
Okay,
I'm not
yeah,
an Indiana
good.
Jones guy at all. But
Well,
I
if
mean,
that's the only one you ever seen, then yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be. I'm not an Indiana Jones
I'm not
guy either.
against it, but I'm just like,
Like that movie is a representation of Indiana Jones, like Alien 3 is a representation of Alien.
Yeah. God damn it.
Somebody's car is like real pissed.
yeah, real pissed off right now. But no, we get actually more. We get a decent helping of Thunderbolt Ross in this movie, and what I really like about this character is like he is actually, I was gonna say mustache twirling, but he doesn't have a mustache. Yeah.
they even bring that up.
especially did not have a mustache. That was
But he's definitely nuanced. He's not mustache twirling, even if he had a mustache to twirl, you know. He's a very complex character here in this movie, and I really like that. And I always thought that Ross was at his best kind of when he was that nuanced. Like, you know, obviously like we have like what I call Gen 1 Ross, which is we gotta find and capture the Hulk. And that's fine for a while.
I was going to just ask you, how would you compare his performance with the gentleman that played him before?
Sam Elliott and William Hurt.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't have to be Sam Elliott, but I mean, William Hurt as well.
A fun fact: Sam Elliott is still younger than Harrison
Yep.
Ford.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they probably should have brought him back. I think that would have been, like, not that I didn't like Harrison Ford, but I think it wouldn't have been bad to bring Sam Elliott back.
Sam Elliott wasn't about to shave his mustache.
Yeah, that part. And also, like, then that
I thought
opens
that's
up-
why they did shave his mustache, is because Ford was playing him. That was a joke.
Probably.
But like that will open up a whole bag of worms. Like they can't bring back Sam Elliott because that means that Eric Bana's Hulk would be.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a multiverse, but also,
This ain't in it though.
This ain't in it though. Yeah.
but
William Hurt.
it's not canon.
William Hurt played him in the
08.
the MCU Hulk movie.
Yeah.
So and in everything since. So
Right.
yeah, no Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
He didn't do a particularly
fine.
great job anyway.
I thought it was all right.
No, that movie was dog shit.
Not his fault,
But-
though.
No, that's true.
No.
It's probably not Sam Elliott's fault.
Yep.
Probably.
He was also in Ghost Rider. That man just can't. He can't pick a lane.
He was in the Golden Compass too. He's all over the place.
He's all over the place.
He's in Ghost Rider?
He's the original Ghost Rider.
Yeah, he played the OG Ghost Rider.
Ironically,
Oh, yeah.
he's also in 1883.
Oh, shit.
Which is another Yellowstone prequel. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which has Harrison
Was
Ford.
it has Harrison Ford? in it?
Harrison Ford is in 1923.
Full
Oh, that's
circle.
But we are full circle, same universe. But his character would be dead long before.
Or
Harrison
do we
Ford's
call it the
character
Great
comes.
Circle?
That's right.
Anyways,
I'm sorry.
Intyway.
I liked Harrison Ford here.
Yeah.
And I like the complexity of the character.
And I think, I mean, obviously, like if we had the option and William Hurt was still alive, then, you know, we would probably want that. But that was not an option. And Harrison Ford and him were actually great friends. And that's one of the reasons he wanted to do the role. Yeah.
Did not know
That's
that.
cool.
That might have been a reason why he did not phone it in.
That's true.
That could be part of it.
Yeah.
I will say that I like Harrison Ford, but whenever I did see that he was in this one, I think I also was worried about him phoning it in.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, this is cool. Oh, why is he in this movie?
I'll be honest.
Money.
I like Thunderbolt Ross in this movie more than I like the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
He did lean over and say some stuff about that, actually.
I 100% agree.
I think when we get into the Red Hulk discussion, I think the people on either side of me are going to have some strong opinions.
So,
Yeah.
before we get towards whatever tension that's going to cause,
We're probably going to have to do that in the second
In the
half.
spoiler
Yeah.
section,
Yeah.
for sure.
but I also like to say that at this point in all of the cinematic universes, we have really started to delve into the Dylan doesn't have much knowledge about any of this anymore section. Like before, I would have some here and there. Yeah, pretty much out.
I mean, well, don't worry, Dylan. You know plenty about Batman Ninja, and that sequel comes out in a couple months.
There's a sequel.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Why did
This-
you look genuinely happy
He
about
does.
This,
Your face lit up.
I just know the anguish that it caused you guys.
that's true.
I get to watch that.
This movie actually is kind of like where the end game, right? Where a lot of us really thought that the Dark World was not going to be like a thing you needed knowledge of. Like out of all the stuff, you know, obviously you want to have seen everything. But if it's like, oh, I really got to brush up on stuff for Endgame, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to watch the 3 Avengers movies. You know, probably
Captain America.
yeah, probably like Civil
Winter
War.
War.
You know, whatever.
Yeah.
Why Winter Soldier? For what reason?
Just the feel of the directors.
So no reason, got it. And so
God damn.
so yeah, I mean,
Bucky's in it.
but the Dark World, right? So like that had a major presence in Endgame, and with this, it's kind of like you really need to have a. I think you definitely need to have seen Falcon and Winter Soldier for some of it.
Definitely
to make sense.
helps.
You definitely want to at least know what happened in Eternals. If you haven't sat through that movie, just like
Oh yeah,
Just-
that's the movie that it came. Never mind.
just look up like a 5-minute what happens in Eternals video. Don't watch the whole thing if you haven't been through that yet. But and then also like the 2009 2008
08 Hulk movie.
yeah, the 08 Hulk movie. I mean, shit, this is like very, very like sequel-y to that.
I actually kind of wish I had re-upped on the 08 Hulk and the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Because I've seen both of them, but it's been long enough to where the first little bit of the movie I was doing like mental catch-up. Because it's like, no, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, it's that.
Yeah.
I had got myself excited because I saw on Instagram that this was going to be a very sequel-ish to 08 Hulk.
Yeah. I have some opinions on that in the second half as
Yeah,
well.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah, wow. Old Red Hulk here, folks. Yeah, I know. That's the money shot in the trailers, right? Yeah, we'll get there.
I think that's all the cast we can talk about in this half.
Yeah, just about. I do want to talk about the score.
I want to talk about that too.
I was not a fan.
No.
Okay, good.
No, I don't know who did the music for this shit. We're about to find out though.
I don't think, to buffer for that, I don't think they did like terribly. In my opinion. I've definitely seen movies where scores have been worse, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and defend it.
Right.
At no point did so. My favorite thing about a score is that I don't notice it. I want it to feel
noticed
so
this.
natural that it's just like partway in, I go, oh shit, the's also music, and I've just been vibing to it the entire time. I didn't get that a single time with this.
See, I think for a score, there's like really 4 ways it could go, right? Like there is I pick up on it a lot, and I'm like, wow, this music is very pleasing to my senses. There's the like one tier down from that is what you're talking about, where it's like you realize halfway through it, like, oh, I've really been vibing to this, you know.
It's just for me. I guess it's just swapped for me on that one because I feel like both are great.
Yeah,
and I do agree that the other one is also good. But for me, I'd rather it feel more natural in me, not even like consciously notice it.
Yeah.
But,
like if that 86 Transformers movie hadn't had the amazing score that it had, it would have probably been like a 0.5 or a 1.
I don't know if you call that a score, but yeah.
it's actually just a rock opera that plays in the background while you also watch the movie.
but
That's why it's so amazing.
And then like right below that would be like where it's just fine. You don't really notice it at all, right?
Yeah.
And that's passable. With this movie, man, there's so many moments where I'm like, okay, this is where like the crescendo, and I'm sitting there like, come on, hit me with it, and they're just like, nah, you can't have it, and I'm like, well, surely like, actually, I think that when we finally score this, I think if this movie had a good score, I think it would bring it up by like probably like a point and a half,
really,
for me. Because you could just tell it was insanely lackluster. Like there was points in time where I would put the score in this one in the 4th category, like with Wonder Woman or Batman vs Superman, where the score brought me out of the movie, or Jurassic World 3, where it's just like they blue balls you with the music, you know.
For me, my problem with the music in this movie was that it felt like they were actively trying to use it to make. So the score doesn't make the scene, but it is supposed to enhance the scene if it's already there.
Yeah.
You know, case in point, I always use Endgame. You know, when Cap says, you know, Avengers assemble, and then the score kicks in. Like the feeling is already there. Like the energy is already there.
Used to enhance it.
The moment is there. The music just brings that moment out even more. It enhances the scene. With this, it's kind of the opposite, where they're trying to use the music to make the scene work.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's not doing it for me. Like it's not kicking it. The music feels like watching a spy show from the 60s, like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. or Mission Impossible, where I'm like, do you guys know I can hear like this going on in the background?
and honestly, like, but the scores for both of the movies you just mentioned are far more inspired than I thought this one was. Like, I thought the score in this was also just phoned in. Yeah. It was like, oh, they said that. Let me do a little boop, doop, doop. Like, you know what I mean?
To be honest, I didn't even give it much thought until you said something about it.
It was like
there was a score?
It was like being on, like, David Letterman or some shit, and, like, the band just is like, oh, we should do a thing right now. Bop, 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 bop. Like, the music was done by Laura Cartman. She did every episode of What If.
Is that Cartman's mom?
Carp.
Oh.
She was actually the composer for Lovecraft Country, which is surprising.
Yeah, I actually like the music in that.
And the Marvels, and I actually like the music in that for the most part. So,
what's your face for, Ace?
Yeah, you made a face there. Are you okay?
I can't speak on that.
That's
I didn't watch that movie.
Recorded.
Yeah,
You,
I
in
think,
fact, looked at the camera when...
I don't know why, but I feel inspired to give Cap 4 like a fucking 11 out of 10.
Well, there it is. That's his official score, folks.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah,
Can't back out now.
Nothing else that she has done really is popping off of here to me. But yeah, I don't want her to do anything else.
Damn.
Yeah, I did not like the score here.
Yeah, I don't think she really understood like the type of vibe that this movie was going for. You know.
I wonder why there was such a discrepancy between Marvels and this one.
Well, I think also another problem though was that like it leads into another thing we need to talk about, which is the pacing, because sometimes like as you mentioned, Caleb, like the music would blue balls you with the crescendo and never get there, and a part of that's because some of these scenes don't end, and some of the scenes that don't end, they just kind of lead into other scenes that kind of do the same thing, and I'll just go ahead and say, like, I think that this movie does have some pacing issues. For me, it didn't feel like it flowed. It felt like it would go and then stop. And,
Yeah.
and in movies, there's a big difference between that and flowing.
It's very teasery.
I definitely there was a good 2 or 3 points. I can't really like pinpoint them, but there were 2 or 3 points where it like the flow pulled me out of the movie, and I sat there for a minute and I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're doing this. All right, okay. But I didn't dislike the movie still.
Yeah.
It just wasn't as optimized for me flow wise.
I definitely like the movie, and this is probably the best point for me to bring this up too. Is, you know, I agree with everything you guys were saying about the pacing. It's like, but I think in general, I think the edit was bad, and maybe this goes back to all the reshoots, like why we just didn't have a nice clean edit. But
Definitely didn't help.
yeah, there's pacing problems for sure. I don't think the reshoots were as extensive as what was reported on, because like there was crazy numbers going around that like this movie cost like $500 million, but then when it came out, it was around like 200, from what they said. So
Including reshoots?
yeah,
Okay.
which I mean, 200 mil is that's
par.
still a good bit.
Yeah, that's
You
a
know?
lot. That's about par for Marvel.
But they at least can make that shit back, and they probably will within a week or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the just across the board, and as somebody who's a video editor, like I notice these kind of things more than your average audience member. But the movie was not technically sound. Like I also think that it just didn't look good in a lot of places, and I don't mean like the CGI was bad. That's like the thing we've been complaining about for several phases now. Like ever since phase 4, it's been like the CGI has been bad. I actually thought the CGI in this movie was like really clean for the most part.
I didn't really see any parts that like stuck out to me CGI wise.
Yeah,
green screens killed me in this movie.
yes, especially towards the end. Holy God, like Phantom Menace level green screen. Like
that was pretty egregious.
Yeah, watch the Phantom Menace in 4K, folks. If you just want to,
I have not.
If you just want to see what a green screen looks like on your TV, but
I kind of want to do that now.
I'm morbidly curious, but I kind of don't want to ruin my childhood.
the
anymore.
Blu-ray of it is real bad because Phantom Menace is the only, it's the only one of the prequels that wasn't shot digitally.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's
And-
film.
Yeah,
That's done on film.
it's all done on film. Yeah, as a matter of
So-
fact, the first major blockbuster shot completely digitally was, in fact, Attack of the Clones.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
But yeah, Phantom Menace suffered immensely from all the fucking green screen and shit in that movie because like George Lucas was trying to do shit in '99 that they didn't have the tech to do until like '07. Yeah, the green screens are bad, but yeah, the green screens in this movie are rough. Just in general, like I don't know if maybe they in the edit added a little touch of grain to just kind of give the movie like a 90s thriller vibe or whatever, but I didn't like it. I want to see every single pore in Harrison Ford's face, like
Every
single
speed
one.
is sweat.
Yeah, there's just scenes in the movie that it's like the cameras just it felt like the cinematography wasn't bad. It wasn't film.
It definitely
student,
felt like something was off slightly.
but it was a far cry from like Greg Fraser. You know, like
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he probably watched this shit and be like, "Can I? Are they willing to do the movie over? Can I?"
So, I don't disagree with you at all, but I happened not to notice it quite as much.
Yeah.
So whenever we get to the second half, I'd love to hear some of your like specific points because I'm sure you have one or two of them.
And admittedly, like I said, from doing a lot of video editing,
Yeah.
I notice this kind of thing. I think much more than your average film goer would.
I will say this though, to help back you from an average film goer. I did notice some of the shot angles in particular were weird.
Why is the camera there?
Yeah. And granted, I might have those a little bit more, ironically, because of anime. And you're sitting there wondering, like, what? Why are we here? Why are we at this exact angle?
It was almost I can give you a specific without spoiling anything.
Okay.
So there's a point early in the movie where there's a fight scene. There's a bunch of people in a fight, and
That narrows it down.
the camera angle is like this weird. It's not a top down. It's like at like a 15-degree angle from like directly up, like a security camera
like
footage.
a blender camera spot.
Yeah, it looks like a security camera footage, But you know, in a movie,
What
if something is like security camera footage, you have to put that little film over it so that we as the audience know that's what you're trying to do. But it just felt like they just mounted a fucking GoPro on the side of somebody's house and shot this fight scene. And I was like, why is the camera there? Because obviously the choreography is great, but you're fucking it by giving us this camera angle.
Can you, without spoiling what part,
Yeah.
describe it a little more?
It's like very early, Captain America beats up a bunch of people. And that doesn't give away
That's
anything.
like half this movie.
Yeah, it's like
I'll have to wait for the second half
Yeah,
to
yeah.
ask about the exact thing. And I'm sure once you say it, I'll be like, oh.
I'm not even sure I can give you more description than I just did.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, there's not much more to it than that.
So Sam Wilson's body count has gone up significantly.
Wait. Is it like the first?
Yeah.
Like when he fights that big dude.
No, it's
No.
I said several. Like it's outside.
Oh, okay.
That first one. Yeah, that one was a weird angle.
Yeah. I'm like, why? Like, it's like the choreography is great.
I also have another issue with that scene, but we'll go into that later.
We got to talk about the action though.
We do.
Strong suit in this movie.
Hit or miss for me.
Really? Wow. Okay.
I am the action guy. I love
That's true. Yeah.
But it was like when the action was on point, it was really doing something. And then there are moments where I could be watching fucking Jason Bourne, an action movie that had some of the worst.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like the quick cuts during action scenes never does any favors for me or for the movie. And because it's like it's not as bad as the Bourne movies or it's Taken.
I've never seen any of them.
You know, but it's like you've seen Taken, haven't you?
Yeah, I've seen Taken.
Taken also has terrible.
But it's been a while.
fight scenes just because of how it's cut. But like here, when like they actually let the camera sit still and let like the stunt guys do their thing, or they're in the or they rotate the camera, or then they do like one cut here, give it a few seconds, and then like another angle. That's fine, but man, I'm not asking for Daredevil type fight scenes. But when it's a cut and I'm underneath your armpit, and then cut and I'm coming through like the
I
side,
don't like that shit.
and then like cut, and then I'm like, I know what's happening, but I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah, that's why John Wick is so awesome.
Yeah, I agree with all of that. Well, and I will say there was less of that than there was of the good, though, to me.
Yeah, there were still a lot of good
Yeah.
in this, especially with the hand-to-hand stuff.
Every time Esposito is
Yeah.
all
that-
his stuff.
That was a good fight scene. I was not expecting that at all.
I could just see the director being like, cut, and Esposito being like, if you touch that camera, I'll fucking kill you. And then,
I can see that shit.
I feel
That'd
like
be
he
on
would
brand.
say it in a more eloquent way.
If you
Eloquent.
touch that camera again,
yeah.
it will be forced to harm you.
Like that, right there.
Yeah.
That's a good. That was a good impression. I like
I
that.
definitely, it did not consciously register, but I do actually agree with you a little bit. I don't think I'm quite far into it as you, but I'm also not the action expert person, you know? There were definitely some fight scenes where I think you might be right about the scene cutting. I couldn't pinpoint what pulled me out of some of the fights. But some of the fights I was just like, okay, all right, yeah, we're here.
It's a lot of the smaller fights where
Yeah.
they do it.
Like, are you talking about like with the smaller person?
No. No, I'm talking about like, it's like the nameless NPCs 1 through 7.
Yeah,
That's the people they
grunt.
tend to do it with. With the bigger fights in the movie, they actually tended to not do that, which I really like.
The biggest one, without giving spoilers, is the hallway fight with Nameless Bro 1 and 2 in the very start.
Yeah.
That one really
yeah.
didn't. It just didn't really hit for me, ironically.
Yeah.
And it is a little bit more difficult with Sam Wilson, right? Just because you have to factor in he's got CG wings. And
Oh, true. Well, those weren't in this one, I don't think.
because it was like more of a narrow confined space, which ironically, that's typically where most of the really good fight scenes came from. Was when he couldn't use his wings.
But
I don't
this
know.
one
I
just
liked a lot of the shit he did with the wings in this one.
I did too, actually. I don't quite agree with you on the.
I mean, I keep going back to like one of the final fights, and I'm like, I'm just not feeling it.
I mean,
And I guess like at this point, like the wings, they did some cool stuff, but it's like, what has he really done here that hasn't already been kind of done in these previous movies.
We have to talk about the one thing and his new ability. We got to talk about that in the spoiler section.
Yeah.
New.
I think we're running out of spoiler-free things.
Yeah,
It's probably time to score this thing.
It is indeed.
Hey, an hour is long. Like if the spoiler free section is an hour, we actually really wanted to discuss the thing.
Yeah.
So
I think Madam Web was. Well, I think we did that review like literally a year ago.
yeah, yep,
Holy shit!
yep. And I think the whole review was maybe an hour and 10.
Yeah, something like that. That was Joker 2 as well.
Yeah. And we had 3 people. Kay was here for the Madam Web, and what's funny is in the car we all had different opinions, but we all gave it the same score.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Think what we all gave it a 6.5.
No, a 5.
A 5. Yeah, okay.
Just straight up 5.
Yeah.
I've amended my score over time thanks to all the jokes that movie has given me.
Right.
It's also better than some other shit we've seen. But yeah, I think we all gave it a 5.
I still haven't watched it.
All right. Let's go ahead and give our final spoiler-free thoughts and score this thing. Who would like to go first?
I think Brandon wants to.
Yeah, all right.
God damn it. Anyway, I enjoyed it thoroughly up until a point. And it's just like I said before, a nerd gripe. But it is a pretty big gripe in character, just like the number one rule of superhero homies, character integrity. That kind of is a sticking point in the movie for me. I would have given it a lot higher score if they had stuck with that point. But up until then, I enjoyed the hell out of it. There's some good surprises. The acting from all over their, across the board, top notch for me. Score was like you said, it was kind of just not there for me. I barely noticed it. But as far as score, it would probably be a 7.63.
There you have it on the Brendan Index.
That's right.
Dylan?
I forgot that he gave weird, arbitrary numbers.
Every point has a
Just
Well, not Transformers.
Except for Transformers.
It pulled me out of my thought process a little bit.
He gave Transformers a 10.0.
So for this movie, I enjoyed it. We are thoroughly, like I said before, thoroughly in the zone of I don't know dick about the comic side of this.
Right.
Not that I knew a huge amount about most of the other stuff, but Falcon, I don't fucking know anything. I didn't know anything about him until he showed up in the movies. Fucking Falcon 2.0, didn't know about that either. I had to ask you what the name of the villain was because I had no clue.
Oh yeah.
I did know that Red Hulk existed. Didn't know who the fuck he was. So I really I am generic person who's just ooh, superhero movie. I'll watch that with my friends. But all in all, I did not regret watching this at all. It'll probably be a while before I decide I want to try and watch it again. It's not one of those, oh hell yeah, in a week I want to watch this shit again. But I did thoroughly enjoy it. As for any other special, I don't really have anything to add specifically. But I guess for a score, because I'm out of things to stall on.
if you like that sometimes.
I'll give it a 6.
This man's over here filibustering his own review.
Hold on, where's the phone book?
Well, first of all, Dylan, you have to remember this is
I don't remember anything.
Oh damn. Well, okay. Well, it's recorded, so you can go back and listen.
Hi.
But it's
Hi, self.
Brendan and I, we're comic book nerds. Caleb is.
You guys are comic book nerds?
We've been accused.
I'm like a junior comic book nerd, 37th class.
Caleb.
38.
No, I'm 37.
Caleb is like a fucking movie, a movie critic of the utmost nature.
Okay.
The way that he views cinema is just
fucked.
different from just different from normal people. It's like
How the fuck did I end up here?
you represent the masses though, which is why like
Gross.
your opinion.
The homies.
Damn.
I don't like them.
You don't like the homies?
No, the masses.
Oh, okay. Well, the homies, some of them are part of the masses, so you know. But it's like that viewpoint though, like kind of represents like a lot of the movie goers, just in general, you know.
Yeah, we need those people to pay for the movie.
Did you just call me a token nerd?
No, absolutely not. I mean, again, the host that we pay a lot of money for called you the biggest anime weeb on the planet. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have to. I've sent a few emails in about that.
Have you?
They've not
Okay.
answered them.
Not to
you
mention, like when we reviewed Agent Paper, that didn't make us token nerds. Like it's just not our main lane.
you're right.
See,
Everyone has a specialty.
That's right.
Mine is being generic, apparently.
No.
The whole point is not to call you goddamn generic.
he's saying that your opinion is closer to the average person that Marvel needs to go see this damn movie.
Also, now he's called me average.
No, I didn't say that. Pop off, King.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
I'm done being a shitter.
I enjoyed this movie way more than I thought I was. I was kind of nervous going into this movie just because, man, I really want this movie to be good. There are people out there who already don't like this movie because they don't want to see Sam Wilson be Captain America. And it's like, on one hand, I kind of understand, but my viewpoint has always been the same. I don't think that he needs to be Captain America to be an A-list character.
I think it could have easily been a Falcon movie.
But at the same time, it's like I don't obviously associate with the people who just don't want to see a black man be Captain America. I think that part is great. I wish that the movie would have done something that I wish Falcon and Winter Soldier should have also done, which is lean into what it would mean for a black man to be Captain America. I get it, that is politically charged, but hey, if you're going to tackle something like this, then do it all the way. I think that this movie has some interesting plot points, and a lot of it does obviously center around like Harrison Ford. And again, going back to the nuance in this character, I really thought that Anthony Mackie brought it. I thought that Danny Ramirez also brought it. The action, for the most part, for me is fine. There are some really cool action scenes in this, but then there's some other action scenes that are kind of choppy, and then sometimes there's a little wonky CG for me. And you also have to kind of turn your brain off and just admit that Sam Wilson, he may not have the super soldier serum, but he's got something. and that shit is doing
Cocaine.
wonders for
He's got that supplement.
That's
Get
right.
that PLOT armor.
But all in all, like, I thought that this movie was fine. I thought it was definitely more good than bad. I give it a 7.2 out of 10.
Well, I echo a little bit of all of these thoughts, I think, maybe except for Brendan's. Sorry.
I think you just said that in general.
Yeah, I definitely was worried going into this movie, especially because, like you said, like there's like this. It's almost like it's cool to hate on the MCU now. There's just this presence, the very toxic presence on the internet, and like most of it is like people where I really wouldn't care about their opinion anyway. You can read between the lines on that. Or you could go watch our The Boys review, and I'll explain it in depth. But yeah, the overall structure of this movie, I really enjoy it. It's not the best movie I've ever seen. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen. It's not even the worst Captain America movie to me. I would put this above First Avenger as far as like something I want to sit down and watch again. First Avenger has it beat on the script, though. That's for shizzle. We talk a lot about how like the actors can't carry a bad script. This might be one of the instances where we got proven wrong. Like, if you have enough great actors, I guess they can. Because there were some lines that Giancarlo said that it's kind of like some of Benedict Cumberbatch's like lines as Doctor Strange, where it's just like anybody else saying this would be Mystery Science fucking theater. Giancarlo Esposito says some lines that take them from like this is just some generic shit to like that was an epic line. I felt that shit. And so when you take him, Harrison Ford, Anthony Mackie, what's the other guys? Torres.
Yeah, Danny Torres.
I thought Torres is his name in the.
Oh yeah, Danny Ramirez.
I was like, his name is Torres in real life too. Danny Ramirez, Carl
casting.
Lumbly. Like when you take all those people together, like you really can't complain about the casting. Like everybody, like really went for it. You could tell that Marvel needed this to sort of get prove to people that the MCU is back on track, right? Having that one tent pole in 2024 wasn't going to do that, right? Because it really didn't have shit to do with the MCU. Whereas, this is like, we've been away from the MCU for a while. Welcome back. This is phase 5, bitches. Let's go. I liked it more than I thought. And I think I liked it more than anybody at the table. I'm going to give it a 8.4 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think a lot of the differences is probably going to be with that third act. Brendan and I, we're over there like, wow. We're on the road to the spoiler territory now. But I'll just say this, man. There were some moments in that third act where I was like, oh my goodness. I didn't even anticipate them fucking this up.
Yeah. We were both like,
I didn't even foresee them fucking this up like this. Okay, this is... But, it's interesting, Caleb. You said that, how great actors were able to bring up like a bad script.
I won't say it's bad. I think it's mediocre.
Yeah, mediocre. I'm like, for me, that's like Ewan McGregor in the prequel.
Yep.
Because I'm like, man, they are so fortunate they got the casting right for Obi-Wan because, man, I can't see anyone else taking this dialogue and making me buy into it.
I can't do it, Anakin. You're breaking my heart. And that's an Oscar winner, folks, that had to read through that shit.
Yeah. Ooh, boy.
I'm a little shocked that I gave it the lowest score.
Yeah.
I think it might have to do with the fact that like I'm not invested in this movie at all. Because I don't know anything about the premise. I was just like, oh, this is a fun superhero movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what it needs to be, right? Like, as much as we want all of these movies to just be for like the hardcore superhero nerds, the reality is that if every hardcore superhero nerd goes to see this movie and everyone else doesn't, they will never make another one because it will bomb as far as the money goes.
I mean, we are the generation of nerds, though.
Yeah, but not like...
Internet nerds are different, right? Like,
yeah,
internet nerds will go on and look at like a 15-minute YouTube video.
Yeah.
And, it's not the same.
But how many people do you think, if you went back and let's say 5 years ago and you asked them, what's the name of the second Falcon? They'd be like, there's a second Falcon?
Yeah.
And I'd be one of them too. Yeah. Like, I didn't fucking know about this guy. Like, why would I? Like,
I'll be honest, I did not either.
Yeah, I mean, they did a good job with him here. And, like, if you guys will recall, that's the thing that the MCU is built off of, is taking characters that nobody fucking cared about and making you care about them. And they did it with Torres here. I mean, that's their bread and butter. They've been doing that from day one. Nobody gave a fuck about Iron Man in 2006. People weren't even buying his comics. Like
that one chart you shared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was cool to watch.
Yeah. If you weren't Batman, you could fuck off.
Also, I will say, a 6.0 for me isn't like, I don't see that as a bad score.
No, to me, 5 is like mediocre as fuck.
500.
But yeah, also, just as a quick disclaimer here, do not get your dick and nits from German Johns. You may turn into a Hulk monster.
I think we're ready to waddle on over.
Okay.
Meander.
Is that enough waddling? Can we meander?
I suppose we can stop waddling and now meander over into the
Hulk jump.
Over into we can Hulk jump our asses over to the spoiler field section.
I have something about that. The second we land,
And
All right, this is your cue, folks. If you haven't seen the movie yet or you don't want to be spoiled, get the fuck out.
Get your shit and get out.
If I didn't spoil you enough in the first half.
That was just a small one. It's
that was pretty substantial.
It was pretty. It was for me, who's like the guy that's like don't spoil shit. Yeah, it was
fair
pretty
enough.
substantial.
Yeah.
God.
It was a little ironic.
It was,
you
yeah.
all people-
Especially today, I got on a motherfucker like in our group chat just like as I sat down here earlier. They spoiled some Skyward shit. Don't go back and read it. Anyway,
I'm gonna end up reading it. I'm gonna forget and go. I always go back and read.
oh well, don't do it. Just delete the chat, the whole thing.
So all right, now that we are officially in it,
We here.
was at the very end. I know we're jumping straight to the fucking end.
Yep.
It's the
very
elephant in the
end.
room.
The
big-
bulging red
It's
member.
not the elephant in the room. This is a small thing that only bugged me. I think.
Okay.
Was Sam leading the Hulk anywhere, or was he running from the Hulk at the end? The Red Hulk
I
specifically.
think it was leading him specifically.
Was he leading? Okay.
Yeah, he told them to clear that area.
Okay, then that fixes it because I must have slightly missed that part because I'm sitting there thinking, just veer to the fucking side after he jumps. He can't change in midair. But if he's leading him somewhere, entirely negates my frustration about it.
Yeah. He got on the radio and told them to clear that area
Okay.
specifically. He literally pulled a Goku like, let's go fight over there.
See, I wasn't sure which one it was, and I kind of felt like I might have missed something.
Well, he
but that
wanted to
wasn't-
fight him there because that's where the cherry blossoms were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gathered that at the end, and I didn't know if it was just like that's a really
Contrived as fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
We just happened
It
to be
seems,
in
it
this
seems
cherry
petty
blossom
as shit too.
orchard.
Like I'm gonna fuck up these cherry blossoms just so you can't
I
fucking
don't
come
think-
back and see them again.
I don't think he fucked him up on purpose. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest.
that's not what he was there to do.
I know, but it just seemed like it.
Anyway,
He didn't fuck him up.
Yeah, I
He knew they were gonna get fucked up.
I had
He knew.
I had issues with the Red Hulk.
we landed
Yeah.
here.
We
We're sitting
going
here
right
for
here.
We are
Okay.
going
That
right
red elephant
So apparently, no one told Marvel that hey,
sure
the,
didn't.
the Red Hulk isn't just the Hulk
Hulk.
but red.
Yeah.
They were like, really? So like he still has the same thought process, the same intellect as
Same strategy.
Thunderbolt Ross, which is one reason why he was so formidable against the Hulk.
Why did he still have his intelligence? Like why?
It's because it's a different method of.
Yeah, it was a tweak method of him being gamma bombed. Like where Bruce got it was completely accidental.
Yeah.
You know, and so. But
And that
with-
caused the
Yeah,
the
Bruce
whole
went to go save
personality
somebody.
to be a thing.
yeah.
And then he got hit.
Okay.
Yeah, whereas with Thaddeus, it was all intentional
Yeah.
in the comics when he becomes Red Hulk, and because he was like, well, you know, to beat a monster, I got to be a monster type deal. And,
Oh wow! So they even changed the method.
Oh yeah,
of
for
him.
sure.
Okay.
Which I'm not mad at the method of it here, but I mean, for the story they wanted to tell, I guess they had to make him a mindless rage monster. But to me, that just kills the character.
That's what I said on the way here. Is that him having his like if he still had his faculties, then they take all the nuance from Ross, and he's just a straight villain because if he still has all his faculties, there's no reason for him to fight Captain America.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think that falls back on the plot though, because it's
Yeah.
like I don't think that they should just fucking throw away what makes the Red Hulk so fucking unique, just so they can tell the kind of story they want to tell. I think you tweak the story to fit the character, not the other way around.
Not to mention, it's the main marketing point behind the movie. Everybody came to see this character, and then you
No,
just like
No, I think I might agree. I'm not gonna say everyone came to this to see the
Not
Red Hulk,
just
but,
him,
but
but
he
like-
was the leading thing in the marketing.
yeah.
And he was only in this movie for what, fucking 5 minutes?
Oh, I expected that. I just expected them to stick with the character the way he was supposed to be, not just we have Green Hulk at home.
I only saw 2 trailers. I never thought he was the main thing in the marketing though. Like he wasn't even in the original trailer, and then they had the transform in the second one. I never thought he was like the centerpiece of the marketing though.
I mean,
I-
that's all I saw.
So,
I mean, the fist, the poster has his fist. Both kinds of posters has him holding the shield in his hand.
That's true.
So this isn't so much a critique of this movie in particular, or the trailer for this movie. This is a critique of trailers in general. I actually I know why they do it. It's to get people to be hyped about something. But I hate when a trailer gives away too much.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I wish they had never said that Red Hulk was in this movie at all.
Same.
That would have
Like,
been cool as shit.
if it was just a complete fucking surprise, that would have been incredible.
They knew that it was going to draw people.
Yeah, I was talking with Brendan, and I was like, I think they probably should have switched it where like we don't see the Red Hulk in the trailer, but maybe we see the leader.
Yeah.
Like,
So who the fuck?
No. Why did the leader look like old Greg?
So who? No, I don't know anything about the leader. Who the fuck is the leader?
All right, I'm gonna show you old Greg.
I know who old Greg is.
Yeah, and then you can see
He does look like the leader from the comics, and old Greg had a baby.
he straight up looks like old Greg.
I know who the fuck old Greg
I know. I'm
is.
just saying. He straight up looks like old Greg.
Have you seen him from the comics?
No, the leader
Oh,
or old Greg?
Leader.
In
I
the
wish there was some
comics-
old Greg comics. I swear to God.
In the comics, he kind of looks like what's his name from Green Lantern?
Hector Hammond.
Yeah, Hector Hammond. kinda.
There's a little bit of a resemblance.
He has two different designs. He has one where his brain is like expanded all the way out, and then there's one where his head just gets taller.
Yeah.
How you gonna show me old Greg, but you're not gonna pull up comic pictures of
Bro,
of the leader?
I'm telling you, like, I much would have preferred if they had gone with like a mask or something, and then maybe they pull it off at the end when they arrest him.
I didn't think it was that bad.
No, dog, like his design pulled me out of the movie. Like,
I think it was the actor. I can't. That
Those are the two
actor.
different designs for him.
Neither of them look anything like what the fuck we saw.
it was, it was.
There was
They're
lingerings.
green.
And he had his brain
So
coming
you know
out of his
what-
head.
You know what he kind of made me think of for some reason, even though it doesn't look quite right. Have you seen Arcane?
Yeah.
You know the guy with glasses that gets like mildly mutated?
Yeah.
Kind of reminded me of him.
A
I
little
don't know
bit.
why.
That's
That's
fair.
what kept popping in my head whenever I saw him.
To be honest, I think they should have went more gargantuan with his head. I don't think they went big enough.
All I could think of was old Greg every time I saw him. I was like, that's old Greg.
But anyway, what the fuck does the leader do normally?
Or in this movie, he makes plans like we have Heath Ledger's Joker at home.
See, I never got that.
I certainly did. I'm like, look at this Joker like shit. Because he just thought he was so goddamn clever.
Yeah, he did.
Well, he did, but he was a lot more calculated than Joker ever was.
Literally.
he had,
to it.
he had like not nearly as much success as Joker did. Joker won, for one thing.
It was just hard to take him serious. Something about him. Like, I'm glad he was in the movie, and I'm glad they used the same guy from Incredible Hulk.
Oh yeah.
But just something about like the way that guy is. He's like,
Yeah. He plays the same character.
Yeah, same character.
I guess he's just kind of too nice
From the 08 one, or?
sounding, or
08.
just something about his delivery and his performance. I don't know.
Yeah, at the end of the 08 movie, you see like where the gamma radiation had got to him, and his head starts to morph a little bit.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean, so kudos on Marvel for closing that loop, I guess.
One of the many that we're never going to get.
Well, they also addressed finally the aborted Celestial baby.
Yes.
Harrison Ford's like, well, I'm sure that you're all aware that there was a aborted Celestial baby.
What do they call it? The Celestial Island?
Yeah.
I didn't think about it that way.
So why did they bring adamantium into this?
Well, because they're leading into Wolverine.
Okay. I thought so, but I wasn't sure.
And adamantium doesn't exist in the MCU, so they're using the Celestial's
As an
body
excuse, yeah.
as a way to bring it in, which I actually really like. I think that's a very
I
cool
didn't
idea.
hate the idea. It was just I didn't know.
So in the comics, how did they make it? Like, did they explain how they made it in the comics?
Adamantium?
Yeah. Is it an alloy? Or is it no?
I thought it was from a meteor.
I'm trying because
That's vibranium.
Vibranium also comes from
Yeah,
a meteor.
but
Oh, okay.
but
So it's
also-
the same. Okay.
I think. Fuck, I forget. I think in certain canons it actually does come from like the body of a higher being.
Oh shit.
I don't.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I never really thought about it. I just thought it was like an ore that they found deep in the earth or some shit.
The problem is, and I was talking to Dylan about this, is that like the MCU has essentially used vibranium to kind of take the place of adamantium.
Yeah.
And it's like, look at what the Red Hulk was able or not able to do against vibranium, wings and a shield.
Yeah.
The fuck is adamantium gonna be?
Yeah.
Right. We talk about it now.
He gonna get
How
fucked
the
up.
fuck? How the fuck did he stop any of the shit he stopped?
I mean,
Okay.
I don't care if you have boosters on your back.
So
If I grab something
yeah.
that strong and I have something pressing on my back, my
Yeah.
arms are going to be gone.
That's the only scene that really bothered me was that one because that was the most egregious because he swings that pole and the homie Joe pointed this out. It's like, okay, you just imagine if like a Major League Baseball player swung a bat at you and you caught it like that.
I'm not.
It would break both of your hands, and the Hulk is like 1,000 of those.
it'd be your hands, your arms, all the way up into
now,
your shoulder blades.
Just one little bit of care to that edit. If he had hit it, if he had caught it with his forearms, that's fine because it's vibranium. The suit's vibranium. I could buy it. But the fact that he caught that shit with his bare hands, like,
Or even
did
the
you snort
wings.
that super soldier serum between when you said you weren't gonna
Yeah.
and now?
He dipped a little bit.
Also, on that point, why? I feel like I don't quite understand the reason he doesn't take the serum, other than the fact that it's supposed to actually be rare.
Well,
In this universe, it's apparently not.
The principle.
it's the
Man, fuck principle.
the thing I wish Bucky. I loved his conversation with Bucky. Now I actually can talk about it.
Yeah, Bucky's in the movie, folks.
Yeah, hey, Bucky is in the
It's
movie.
like actually the only big MCU cameo in the whole movie,
And you just
I was
stole
like, skeet, skeet, skeet.
And we had a poll for the Green Hulk, and I'm like, kind of mad
Yeah,
about that too.
I think you just need to like.
I don't know if that
like,
was
put a
copium or.
quack over the word Bucky, and we can talk about the rest of it. Just censor it with
I mean,
quack.
that's an idea.
I don't see what I can do with that.
I'll be like, you actually just edit it out to where it'll be like, I'm just like, yeah. So when it shows up, and
Like, what the fuck did he say? And have people rewind over and over again.
just
no, I'm
cut the.
I'm gonna edit this and be like, and so man, when these nuts showed up,
Doing these.
no, do Dick and Nips.
Dick and Nips. Dick and Nips.
Dick and Nips.
Whatever
You have to have a ton of sound bites of me saying that, or giant space butthole.
No, don't even use Kalo's voice. Make it clearly somebody
Yeah.
else's voice.
Get I was saying giant space butthole. Or Howard the Duck. When Howard the Duck shows up, motherfucker. Can you just imagine if they did a Howard the Duck in this tone, like have him come in like a fucking CIA suit with some black shades on?
I would have given this. That would have been another 10 for me.
Be like, so, I hear you having some problems here. Be like, how the fuck are you gonna help? It's like, well, I took the serum.
Yeah, pussy.
But no, one of the things that I wish that they had actually had Bucky recite from the original movie is the whole like not a perfect soldier but a good man line, because that's like such a just imperative part of who Steve Rogers was and who Captain America has to be.
Yeah.
I did like Bucky's speech there. I did like how he delivered it and what he said to him, but it didn't hit nearly as well to me as it when he his line in Falcon and Winter Soldier, where he's talking to him about like why it was so important for him that he took up the mantle of Captain America, because he said if Steve was right about you, then maybe he was right about me. And like
I do remember
that line just hit so hard in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I don't know if they could recreate that though. I don't.
But that's what I'm saying though, is like, then don't do the scene if you can't
That's
level
fair.
it up. But I did think that scene was the end of Sam like doubting. Like I felt like that scene is like where he finally stepped out of Steve's shadow.
I was about to say, so he has his 8 Mile moment. Then I'm like, oh, he can never have an 8 Mile moment.
No, he can't ever. He's literally the anti 8 Mile moment. He's the villain in that movie.
Oh shit!
Yeah. He's the leader of
Anthony
the world.
Mackie is like the
I've never actually watched that whole movie.
Oh,
yeah.
well,
He's the antagonist in the
Fuck! I
Eminem
forgot
movie.
about that.
Anthony
I have
Mackie
seen
is-
it more than once. It's been so long though.
Yeah, the guy he raps against at the end.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's bonkers.
it is.
Yeah, fun
I'll
fact,
be damned.
he never actually raps in that movie.
He does not.
Oh shit! He never gets his shit in.
And it's a good thing, you know, that like in that final rap battle or whatever, that Eminem goes first, because I'm like, imagine if he did go first. He would have said everything that Eminem was about to say.
Yep. Yep.
Oh shit. Anywho, no.
Never thought
thankfully,
we'd bring up 8 Mile in this podcast.
I'm amazed it took this long for us to bring it up. Honestly.
I mean, it's not the first time we've ever brought it up.
Really?
We've gone on and on about Lose Yourself. I mean, that counts.
Fair enough.
Ace, two things. One, this chair irritates the shit out of me. I think this is not the chair I normally do. It makes so many noises. Two, the fuck did you do to your phone?
Oh yeah, I've had this case for so long. It's just been breaking off.
Yeah.
None of those things were important, but I needed to say them.
But back to Sam Wilson and the plot armor and shit. Like that part where he catches the flagpole is like, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of shit that was like for real, but like that was the only one that was like so egregious where it was just like this could not happen.
No.
I'm fine with the whole ordeal of like him being like, I don't have to have the serum to do this, because I think the serum he had access to was some bullshit. Like the one that the Flag Smashers took, the one that John Walker fucking took, that shit also like makes you a little unhinged. Like it also drives aggression and shit like that. So it wasn't like, you know, fucking they had zombie Erskine there. It was like, oh, I can give you this Steve Rogers 10,000. You know, he probably would have took that shit just for the abs.
Remember when Sam Wilson said, "Don't call those terrorists"?
Yeah, yeah, I remember
Chris
that.
Farm remembers.
They're just displaced people. It's fine.
Like they kill so many people. I think that's called terrorism.
Yeah, it's like yeah. I mean, I'm with you until you know the part where they killed all those people. Speaking of, man,
Wait, what scene was that?
And like the final scene, and when he's giving the "you gotta do better" speech.
yeah, yeah, where Isaiah Bradley is like, hey, look what these fucking people did to me, and then he's like, man, you know what? You're right. I'm gonna go give the rich white people a stern talking to on TV in front of everyone, and that'll fix everything.
And like the old rich white dude was like, well, you know, this is a complex thing we think we should do. I don't know, but you gotta do better.
He did say some shit like that, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm so glad that that's not how this ended.
Oh no.
I think that the way they try to go about it with Sam, and you'll get this, is he's kind of like he's kind of got some Calvin Stormblast shit going on, where it's like his ability to like relate to people on a human level. Like Steve Rogers never had that because he's such a man at a time, right? Like the only person he really relates to is Bucky.
And even past that, Steve was kind of a weird guy.
Yeah, he was never the people person. Like he always was sort of disconnected from society. Like people aspired, like he was a symbol of hope, but he was, I mean, so is fucking Clark Kent, and you can't see him fucking chilling, watching the game with the guys, you know? And
You can't be sitting in the back of the limo.
Wasn't
chatting
he?
it up.
Clark Kent was intentionally awkward, though, right?
well, I mean, like Kal-El is also like, as humans go, he's a fucking awkward human. Yeah. You know, because he has fucking 85 superpowers, and he's from a distant planet.
And that's the nerfed version.
I mean,
Yeah.
But yeah, like Sam chilling in the limo, just having a great time with his two buds,
Or
on
just
way
at the
to
bar.
work.
that was one of my favorite scenes.
The first time we see him, he's not at the fucking CIA headquarters or
Just getting
standing in
beer,
front of the
you
Washington
know.
Monument. He's just fucking at a bar, getting a drink.
He was fucking at that bar?
He might have been.
Okay.
Hey,
He's Captain America. I mean,
that's America's ass now.
That's true. What's more American than fucking at a bar?
he's like, hold on, girl, I gotta get my suit.
Oh shit. But I also like the limo scene as well. I like all the stuff with Isaiah Bradley.
The interaction between New Falcon, what's his name? Not Joaquin.
Torres.
Yeah.
Okay.
Joaquin Torres.
Joaquin Torres and Isaiah Bradley. The initial interaction was one of my favorite. Like the you were talking about the comedy. That actually had me dying. The shit that he was saying to him, and the replies that he was getting.
Oh yeah.
The first act of this movie is incredible, actually. As a matter of fact, I leaned over to Joe maybe 30 minutes into this movie, and I was like, I don't know what they're talking about on the internet. I was like, if this movie's going to get shitty, it better hurry up, because, like, I honestly, I thought all that stuff where he takes him to see Isaiah and, like, the little game that him and Sam play with the Isaiah trying to fuck him up was great. All of that stuff. And even, like, the opening scene with Sidewinder and everything, all of that stuff I thought was really good.
How the fuck did he land at the start of this movie?
I loved that.
That's what I was like. I was like, what
It's
the?
cool as shit. How?
Well, because
Yeah,
because they gave him Black Panther's fucking ability, which don't get me wrong, it's cool, but the fact that you
But
guys
his
took
body's still in there.
yeah, it doesn't matter. The
That,
whole
that
He
aside,
doesn't have a
though, you
heart-shaped
didn't
herb.
see any of the fucking lights show up on his fucking legs or anything like that. The man just superhero landed real hard.
And not to mention,
Vibranium
the
dog.
human body would not be able to take Mach 1 in flight like that, like by itself, just open. I don't think it could.
And I was fine with it until he had like the sonic boom hit after him.
yeah.
And then I was like, all right, so he was going fast as shit. Didn't slow down at all.
Actually, you gotta at that point when he initially lands, he has a full helmet on. His body's not exposed at all.
True.
But like, it's still, he's not in a craft or anything.
I will,
Yes, he is technically. I mean,
I will. The only
he's in a
thing I'll say-
vibranium suit. That's better than being in a jet, like a regular jet.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say to possibly help him, but still not really, would be like, all right, he's going head first, so the blood's pulling from his, pulling down. But I still don't think that would be the issue. Mine is the way that he landed. He didn't seem to slow down at all.
He did.
Yeah, he's straight up Superman in that shit. Yeah.
That was it.
That-
And it's cool as shit.
I'm glad
So,
you
like,
brought that up though.
It's
that was a
forgivable
big.
of sorts, but at the moment I was like, what the fuck?
I guess it's really cool, but damn.
I'm fine with that. Just off the idea of the the vibranium absorbs the shit.
I didn't see that. I didn't see the fucking build up thingy.
I needed some purple lights on that suit, and the only purple lights came from the wings.
I wonder, like,
That was
okay,
a cool ability though.
so how difficult would it be to sneak into Wakanda and get the heart-shaped herb?
See, that's another thing.
Because that is like a natural super soldier serum.
Well, I think
Plus-
the Wakandans, like, obviously he has a great relationship with them, and
She ain't gonna fly.
they would take great umbrage.
They probably would. You right? But
It's-
like,
I mean, if there's anything that to get the Wakandans to kill you, number one, steal their vibranium. He already got a custom suit of that. He don't need that. Number two, I think if you try to steal the heart-shaped herb, they just straight execute the fuck out of you.
Didn't they get rid of them all?
Actually,
They regrew it, didn't they?
yeah, because
I don't remember, to be
Shuri
honest.
Yeah.
got one.
Yeah, she got one, but I thought that was like a
no,
lucky.
she managed to redo it. I think.
They
It was a
regrew it.
synthetic one. I think.
Did she engineer
I think so.
I thought she bioengineered the plant again.
that? I think so.
Because
Yeah.
I hope so for like the future Black Panthers.
Well,
Yeah.
Either way, they have access to
Yeah.
a variant of it.
Right.
It's still like the most sacred, guarded
Yeah.
thing they have in their entire
Yeah.
culture. They will fucking wreck you.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. all the tribes will be like, who did what?
They had somebody in one time.
Like I
One
know he
time.
fought the Red Hulk, but like they gonna send Okoye, dog.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like Shuri got better tech than you. Not to mention, I'm very certain that the Wakandans can just turn that suit off.
Oh yeah. She'd be like,
Like-
Oh, yeah.
Oh well, I got your suit. I can fight you. Boop.
Because they have like a deactivation code for Bucky's arm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
They just straight up press some shit and that shit falls off in Falcon Winter Soldier. So you know they can disable. Shuri got a button to blow that suit up if she needs to.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, it's some. Listen, it may be weird. He goes to Wakanda. Hear me out. Marry Shuri. Okay. Boom. You king of Wakanda. All right. Now
That
Minor
doesn't make-
detail.
That doesn't make you Black
That-
Panther though.
does
it doesn't make you Black Panther. But look, he's a whole hell of a lot closer now. Yeah, all right.
Captain,
Now he can at least be like, "Hey, girl, you think maybe I could get a little bit of that?"
is he Captain Panther at that point?
Captain Panther.
That
I
sounds
don't think I like that.
No.
Wakanda America. That's worse.
No,
was gonna
he'd be Black America.
I was gonna say like, is it Black America now? I was just about. To say.
I think that's the move.
I think so too. Yeah,
think that's
I think
the
we
move.
got something
Yeah.
here.
Submit it to Marvel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with it. And see, then he can change the legislation in Wakanda to be like, all right, so it's my first act as king of Wakanda. I get to take the heart shaper.
There gets to be two people who can take it.
But I said I wasn't gonna take the serum, bitch, not the one fucking heart-shaped herb.
Oh, fuck. What else happened in this movie? There was a lot.
I'll be honest. Like a lot of Cap's action scenes were really fucking good. the second Sidewinder fight was incredible.
It was.
Oh, dude, when he
I felt sorry
drop-kicked
for
the
that
shit
truck,
out of
though.
that dude.
Yes.
Oh,
I was upset about that truck, though. That was a nice truck.
was anybody else counting the shots whenever he was using the revolver though?
I was not until he reloaded it, and then he didn't get very many after that. That was the coolest reload ever.
Oh yeah, just
That was the coolest revolver I've ever seen.
the fucking just the slow mo of
That was a good shot.
yeah, that was it's crazy, right? Like some of the shots in this movie are like really really good, and then some of them are like, was there a person here? Did you just stick a camera to the wall? Like what the fuck?
I think you might be right in that it's an editing issue.
Yeah, I think the edit is just not great, and all the reshoots and everything.
I did learn a weird fact. You know the cowl, the white cowl that he wears in the initial series?
It aggravated him.
It aggravated the shit out of him. So he's like, I'm not fucking putting that thing on again.
Yeah,
I'm
I don't
sad.
blame
I mean, I thought it looked cool, though. I was like,
It did.
The suit in this one is
Like,
way cooler than that suit.
fuck your comfort, man. I want to see the cowl.
Yeah, as a matter of
Tell him
fact,
that.
I was
I would.
kind of thinking him and the other Falcon were gonna get a cool ass Joel Schumacher suit upgrade,
Yeah.
but I guess they're saving that. Which I love the suit in this movie.
So I have a question that I want to pose to all you guys. Who do you think wins in the fight? The pseudo little person, Black Widow, or Judo Master from Peacemaker?
Oh, that's a good
shit.
question. Damn.
They're about the same size.
They are about the same damn size.
She was interesting. I liked her as a character. There was a lot of backlash. If there was anything that like people were mad about in this movie, it was her presence in it, and not because of the actress. It's because the character's from Israel. So the idea of like an Israeli superhero, it was off-putting.
Is she in the comics? Do we know? Like, what was her name again?
Sabra, something.
I'm not familiar.
She
definitely
is
had
a
an
character in the
interesting
comics.
accent. She had an accent on her, and I couldn't place it, but
Yeah, it's like that name is too specific for it to not be a comic book character. I don't think I've read anything
Yeah.
with her.
I thought she was
Yeah,
just a
this
white
is
lady.
Sabra.
Oh,
That's who she's supposed to be. Yeah, she's an Israeli superheroine.
Oh, that's why she had the blue on. Okay.
Yeah.
So she is kind of like a blue widow.
I mean, she originally debuted in the Hulk comics.
Is she that small in the comics?
I don't think so. And I also don't think the timeline, like, at what age was she a widow? Because,
when was it shut down?
what, 2015?
When did Black Widow?
2016, because that's the Black Widow set right after Civil War. Like, directly.
Yeah.
So in 2016, the Widow program was shut down. It's 2030 in the MCU
True.
right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 5 years because we had a 5-year leap.
Because of the blip.
So the MCU is always 5 years ahead of our timeline. So it's 2030 in the MCU. So that means that 14 years ago she was a widow. She was in the Widow program.
I mean, they did take them at kids,
That's true. Yeah, I'm just saying she would.
and
have
we
to be
have no
quite young.
idea how old she is.
Yeah, she could be 40. She could be 20. I believe either number.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked to be maybe late 30s or 40s.
I mean,
guess. So it's
From a
entirely
distance, she
possible.
looks 12.
Yeah, I had no issue with the character though. I mean, I thought that she was interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to see like a Sabra series or anything, but
No, it's too late now. Marvel already heard you.
Marv was like, "Oh, you want to see her again?"
We just greenlit 2 seasons.
Yeah,
I would love to see her try to talk to Bucky.
yeah,
Yeah, that was the comment she made.
She was funny.
I think Book would be like, "What the fuck is going on right now?"
yeah.
Did Sam put you up to this?
I'll be right back. I gotta go put my arm in the dishwasher.
What did she say about Bucky?
What did she say about Buck?
Yeah.
Oh,
What was the line?
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, I didn't know he was so tall," and so blah blah blah, and she just kept going on.
Bitch, everybody's
I was
talking.
gonna say, like, everybody, like, you can't say that.
But yeah, no, she had the hots for old Buck.
Yeah, she did.
I did
Fucking
like
Kevin
the-
Hart is tall to her.
I did. I did like the. He's like 110, right? She's like, I can work with that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was it.
So Thunderbolt Ross, he's now on the Wrath, which I'm assuming he's got some kind of specialized cell. I'm just gonna give them the benefit of the doubt.
No,
Yeah, I don't want to be also on the raft.
no.
If there's a chance that
they're
there's a
all
Hulk on the
fucked.
raft, I don't want to be on the raft.
Who's on the raft right now? So
I
you
was
got.
like, I don't want to be on the raft anyway.
Right,
But if they
yeah.
were like, "Hey, we're shipping the Hulk in," or like the Red Hulk, I'm like, first off, they're red. Secondly, what?
Yeah.
And by the way, like this one, he operates the same way as the green one. So if he gets mad,
There ain't no talking to this motherfucker.
yeah,
If he busts through that wall, everybody's dead.
right. And they're like, man, we really should have like put in like some gamma blockers or
So,
something.
do we have a count on who's in the raft currently?
No,
We know 2 people.
yeah,
Jessica Jones' mom is on it.
Jesus Christ,
I pulled that shit out of nowhere.
What? That was spoiled
But I'm
for
not
me,
wrong.
you're technically
I haven't
not
watched
wrong.
Jessica Jones, but that's my fault.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
She
Yeah,
was in what's season 2?
2 or 3. I think
I
2.
don't think
It
I
was
got that
2
far.
because it was like the bad season.
Yeah, yeah. So her mom is on the raft.
What's the guy's name with the pink mask?
Professor Pig, that's a DC character.
Fuck, I'm blanking on the name.
You're not talking about
Baron Zemo.
Zemo is in
That's a
Wakanda
purple
prison,
mask.
and it's purple. Yeah,
Yeah, pink, purple.
yeah.
there was a-
Y'all know I'm colorblind.
He's in Wakanda.
Magenta.
I want to say I did not know that, but
They handed him over to the Wakandans at the end of
Oh,
Falcon.
that's
Winter
right.
Soldier.
I forgot about that.
It's really funny because they broke him out of like a UN prison, and then he was like, "Fuck yeah!" So you guys gonna let me go now, right? They're like, "Sure." And then they gave him to the Wakandans.
It's like,
like-
bitch.
This is much worse.
yeah, yeah, because like he killed their king.
Yeah, he's probably dead, and the Wakandas just didn't tell anybody.
that'd be the smarter way to do it.
Yeah,
Nah, they just they got him on an IV, and like once a day they just put a drop of vibranium in there, and so like over time, like his whole body's just gonna harden.
oh, fuck. That's awful.
It's like it's gonna be like they did the what's the one from X2?
Oh, Lady Deathstrike.
Lady Deathstrike.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that, but over time.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck
Is that
her
what
up.
her name was?
Yeah, that was Lady Deathstrike.
I was gonna say, so with Ross being in prison now,
I'm so mad about that.
why the Thunderbolts?
Yeah. Well, what do we do about that now?
Asterisk.
There is an asterisk.
Why is there an asterisk?
I think the Thunderbolts is gonna be New Avengers.
New
you
Avengers or Dark
I think it's actually going to be Dark Avengers, but I think that the way that Lady Hydra is gonna I think she's gonna present it as the New Avengers
Oh, in movie
in the
universe.
movie. Yeah,
So I wonder that going off of that theory, why wouldn't Sam be a part of it?
Because he's not dark enough.
why?
He's the darkest one
Oh no!
on the. There's no fucking color on that team. The fuck you talking about?
I think he meant tonally.
See, he didn't say that. Yeah, he didn't say that. And Brennan's been on some racist shit anyway.
That's true.
So
That's true. Ever since Agent Paper,
No.
he's been
has
saying
been.
racist shit ever
It has
since
been.
then. Yeah.
Goddamn.
But that shit took
Slander.
me left field. You saying that killed me. I needed like a minute over here.
I was like, he's not going to take it there, is he? Fuck.
yeah, you started it.
Oh,
I think obviously
Ace, I'm
like
so proud of
Sam would just have one conversation with what's her name, Madam Hydra, and be like, "This bitch, no, this bitch is shiesty as hell."
Yeah, no, he wouldn't have trusted that shit at all. He doesn't even know what's happening.
Oh, so who's president now?
I was curious about
Yeah,
that.
I
I
would,
was
I guess it
gonna
would be
ask.
vice president, whoever the vice president.
it'd be hilarious if she was the VP.
Oh,
They never disclosed that.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about
Madam Hydra?
Madam Hydra.
Oh no.
Also, because the same chick was the star of that Veep show where she's
Yeah.
like the vice president.
Yeah.
So that would be hilarious if she's like the president now.
Goddamn.
This is a bit random, but something that kind of bugged me about the end. Speaking of him being tossed in prison, the end. If the Hulk pulled out every other, Red Hulk, sorry, if Red Hulk pulled out every other piece of metal, why'd he just leave one of them sitting in his side for Captain to just kick?
I mean, because he's a rage monster.
Then why would he pull all the others out?
Because he had shit to do.
That
I
just
don't-
bugged me a little bit.
He only pulled one out that we see.
He pulled out like 2 or 3.
Did he?
Because he did get stabbed up a couple times, and he was.
Yeah.
Just,
You got
And every
slashed
time
in
he
the
just
back.
pulled out. But then one just chilling here forever, but every single other one either popped out on their own
Yeah.
or he pulled them.
Oh, maybe
See?
that one didn't bother him.
Well, none of it really bothered him that much.
That last
Except
one
for the
did.
Yeah.
You don't fully understand the properties
I
of
don't.
plot armor, okay?
Because the movie needs to happen.
You know what? You can ask my players at my D&D table. You're correct. I don't.
I will say that I thought once I realized that like Green Hulk was not coming, which this movie, the whole fucking movie is like a direct sequel to the Hulk. Like Bruce Banner should be here for all of this, and it makes way more sense.
So what is he doing now? Like in story?
In story, the last time we saw him
Don't
was
say it. Don't say it.
Say it.
it was the end credit scene from Shang-Chi.
No, it was in
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
have not seen that. What
IGN
happened?
gave this movie a 5,
yeah.
but they gave She-Hulk an 8.
Yeah. See, that's why when I saw that IGN also shat on this movie, I was like, maybe there's hope.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
they
I saw.
gave Iron Man 3 like a 9.7
Yeah.
or some bullshit.
What they gave not Force Awakens, but
The Last Jedi, like a 9 point something.
Yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah, they can fuck all the way off.
Oh yeah, and that's a part.
So where is the last thing we saw about the Hulk? Because I have not seen.
Yeah, it was technically She-Hulk. They're correct.
Did they?
They're like, what happens? In
Well, actually, we don't know where that is on the timeline.
Maybe nowhere. But at the end of She-Hulk,
yeah.
he what the fuck does he do of note in this? He shows up with his son, Scar from.
And that's it. That's the end of She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And he looks
with his son? He
goofy.
has a fucking son.
Yeah, it's Scar. It's comics
They might retcon that shit out because
that was awful.
and they clearly had no plans and
He looked goofy as fuck.
The only kids that I knew of at all was from, I want to say, Old Man Logan. Whenever
So-
oh well, it was during the Planet Hulk era. Like in the comics, they shoot his ass off into space.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what it's from. That's what he's from.
Yeah, and the shit goes sideways and he lands up on the planet. It's basically Spartacus but with Hulk.
Yeah, or
It's incredible.
Conan.
It's a little similar to Conan, but it's definitely more Spartacus, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
But that's the last time we saw him. He was still like Smart Hulk, Professional Hulk, whatever. Useless Hulk is what I call him. And yeah, he showed up with the son at like a cookout.
And he's a Hulk, but he's like only 6 feet tall.
Well, he's Smart Hulk.
No, I'm talking about his son.
His son, okay.
He is, I guess, a smart Hulk too, because he wasn't raging out and shit. But he's 6 feet tall, but green and bulky.
he really is on this like height thing.
But it's a Hulk.
Well, technically he's only half Hulk, because his mom is not a fucking. His mom was huge though, but
Was
we
it?
don't know
Was she?
who his mom is in the MCU.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be Darcy.
Oh fucking hell!
I'd be jealous if it was Darcy.
That might explain why the egg was.
Oh yeah, what just pop out?
Yeah.
She got fucked by Hulk. She can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Darcy and Howard the Duck be fucking. And then she gives birth to an egg that's like the width of that soundboard.
I forgot you said that's in the fucking, what's it called?
I am
A what if?
concerned.
Yeah.
What?
So am I.
What?
Howard the Duck
did
be
I just
fucking
hear?
people.
That happens. That's in What If Season 3.
Howard the Duck be fucking.
There's a whole episode about it. Yeah. And this was immensely better than any of What If Season 3.
Kat Dennings. She was like. You remember Natalie Portman's character in the Thor movies? Oh boy.
Her
No.
assistant.
Which character is that? Oh yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the
Don't say
quirky
names.
one.
I don't know names.
She's incredibly thick.
Yes. Well, for Hollywood.
The assistant part got me. Yeah,
She pretty
Once you
thick
said assistant,
anyway.
honestly,
Okay.
that's what got me.
Well, I'm just
She's
gonna
very pretty.
I'm gonna keep showing you pictures of her titties.
Yes, she's very pretty. Yes.
You can probably zoom in on
You were pointing the phone at the one person who's just like, yeah.
Well, me and Brendan already got this picture.
We get that shit downloaded and saved.
Yeah, there's a folder.
That's my background, bitch.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
So getting back to the movie, there was a line that Esposito delivered, and I was like,
Oh yeah.
I immediately was sitting there like, if Seth Rollins had been the one to deliver this shit. But that line where he says, he's like, the buyer offered to pay me double. He's like, but I'd have killed you for free. Mm-hmm. He fucking nailed that shit.
Yeah.
And I just, my brain went, he said the shit, and I was like, ooh, that was good as fuck. I was like, Esposito just slayed that fucking line. Then I just heard Seth Rollins, but I'd have killed you for free.
I would have done it for free, Cap.
I want to see that version so bad, though.
Oh my God.
I want it.
I was like, motherfucker.
Let me have those cuts.
I want you to get an email.
From Endeavor, they're like, we would like you to cease and desist.
No, I want you to get it from him himself.
Vicious slander. But no, Seth Rollins is a bitch. He would go to his like representation. He'd be a lawyer. Yeah.
Damn.
It'd be like an Endeavor lawyer. He wouldn't go get his own.
This poor man.
He'd get a company lawyer. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
Hey, no, he comments on your video. Hey, I don't like how you guys keep
This is
talking
some
about me
bullshit.
like this.
The fuck did I do to you guys?
This should be hilarious.
Especially that one guy.
Because he'd just be like, he would definitely have to like hit up his own lawyers and be like, man, these fucking nerds won't stop shitting on me. And then it's like, he contacts his lawyer and it's like, how the fuck did they know my lines in the movie like that?
Yeah, they clearly got a leaked script. They got a leaked script. We need to send a cease and desist over there immediately.
How did they get the footage?
Well, like, if Seth Rollins does reach out to us, we'll just cut him from the episode.
He's an
Have a
amazing
whole
talent.
episode with him in here.
And then cut him before the release. Yeah.
He's the greatest, but he's amazing talent. But
But you know, when CM Punk offered to be on the podcast,
I was waiting for it. I was like, I couldn't think of the name.
it was a no-brainer. You know, we figured we.
The opportunity to work with a talent like that, we just couldn't.
Now we're really going to get it.
Oh, fuck, I'm lightheaded.
Yeah, we're really going to get it now.
God damn.
What
Yeah.
the fuck were we talking about?
That second fight though is easily the highlight of the movie to me. That and pretty much all of Isaiah's character work.
Let me ask you this about that second fight scene. That fight scene or Cap versus Bucky in Winter Soldier, like their first actual hand-to-hand fight.
I think the choreography on that fight is better, but I think I like this fight more because of the banter as well. Like the choreography was great, but then the banter on top of it made it. I also loved where he's like, you ain't shit without your tech or whatever. He's like, nah, I'm just meaner. He dropped the shit out of it.
I just want to worthless bitch.
Yeah. That dropkick looked rough.
yeah.
The way that they shot that was incredible.
That shit was perfect.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's how old? And like, I get that he's trained, but that kind of body only can take so much.
Well, you could tell they did a cut on that, but they did it in a crafty, like the way you're supposed to use a cut, where like you see the kick and then he goes flying and then he probably landed on like a mattress.
No,
or something.
I didn't mean as far as like actual real life. I meant in story, in universe. Like,
He's
as
highly
far-
trained, dog.
that still doesn't help your body.
Also-
Bones don't break.
Oh no, but I'm saying
That
like
motherfucker didn't look like he took it well.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like in movie, right? It's like yeah, he's older, but he's insanely well trained. So like while he had the jump on Sam, like and he fucking just blew up his truck with a grenade launcher, and then like had guns and knives and all kinds of shit, and Sam was just in jeans and a t-shirt. Yeah, I mean he had the upper hand until he got the shit kicked out of him, and then he was done. Yeah, so.
Yeah, like, did you expect him to get up? I'm confused at your.
I just expected him to not be able to get up at all.
He wasn't.
He
didn't.
He didn't.
Like
That's
permanently.
I'm gonna be.
Permanent.
Well, he had a
he's-
whole lot of armor on.
Yeah, I mean, and
padding
then
and shit.
he was out of he was in prison for a while after that, I think. So, so you talked about character integrity earlier on. I wanted you to expound upon that because I was curious.
You talking about with the Red Hulk?
Well, you didn't say who it was about specifically.
Yeah, because we weren't spoiling stuff.
Right, that's why I'm asking you now. What were you referencing?
Yeah,
It was Red Hulk stuff.
yeah, because he had talked about it earlier about Red Hulk in the comics.
Oh, so you're talking about compared to the comic character?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
I got you. I didn't. So here's my thing. All right, like obviously, like yes, this Red Hulk is not like the comic version, but it doesn't bother me. Like that's a non-issue for me because it's not like it doesn't break anything they established in the MCU, and it also maintains the integrity of Ross's character. I see where you're coming from too, where it's like, okay, well, you should have been able to give us that, but I think they would have had to take Ross in a very completely different direction. And I mean, the fact that they gave us this kind of character development where you have Ross as like this despicable figure. I mean, even up through Civil War, where it's like, yeah, maybe he believes he's doing the right thing, but clearly he's not. And then in Infinity War, where it's just like, he's still just standing behind his own fucking ego. Like, the planet is burning, and this motherfucker's like, arrest these guys, you know?
Yeah.
Or when we see him in Black Widow, where he just goes back to being like the mustache twirling, you know, gotta hunt down the Hulk, but now it's just, you gotta get the Widow, you know?
I just like in the movie, I didn't believe in the face change.
Well, that's the point, though. It's like, at the beginning of the movie, he presents like, oh, I'm this better person or whatever. Mm-hmm. But he's actually not. That's the story, is he wants to be perceived as a good person.
Yeah.
But he is not willing to actually come clean and like do the work until the end of the movie. And I thought that was a great character arc for him.
I actually didn't super love it. And I don't think they did a bad thing. I don't think they could have done it in another way. But throughout this movie, I actually just sat there and was just like, oh, we're doing another one where the dude is real bad at the start, and by the end of it, he's had a change of heart, and essentially through the power of love, you know, kind of fixed the day.
See, I didn't get that, honestly. It didn't feel that tropey to me, but...
I mean, it wasn't terrible for me. Like, there's been a lot worse, but I just wish kind of it went a different direction. And
I actually quite like overall what they did with Ross. I just hate that it was at the expense of the Red Hulk.
Right, I can see that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about the fact that I had an issue with something that is technically tropey, and you were like, no, it's fine. That feels backwards to our normal.
It's because it didn't feel tropey to me. Like, I think the trope would be that they show Ross as like the same Ross we've known all this time. Like, they just have him still be this really villainous dude, and then at the end, after he gets his ass kicked, he's miraculously like, you know what, I want to fix things now. I think that would have been the trope, where as what we saw in this movie was someone who goes, yeah, I've made a lot of mistakes. I want to now be perceived in a different way. I think that's a very real, like, human thing that people go through when, if, you know, like, sitting down and, like, admitting that, like, you need to work on yourself is obviously, like, the biggest step. And a lot of people don't ever get there.
I guess.
Right? But then it's not a light switch. And, like, also this whole thing where he just expects his daughter, like, oh, I'm changed. I'm a different person. My daughter needs to, like, forgive me or whatever. That's a thing I've seen people do where they're like, oh, you know, I turned my life around, but for whatever reason, such and such person that is important to me just doesn't see it or whatever. And it's like, you don't get to control that, you know? That's like, to me, I thought that this was a much more human, believable evolution of a character rather than just the light switch.
So, I don't consider this a trope, because you are correct. The way they had him do the thing is much better, and that's not what I really had the issue with. It's that I knew, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing, it just bugged me with this one. I knew exactly how the end of this was going to go. Right. The moment I started to see him start to turn it, like, on the ship, when I saw him start to turn, I basically knew that at the end of this, it was going to be a, hey, don't do it, and he just calms down.
But that's not how it went.
Not exactly, but at the very end of it, he walked up to him after they both beat the shit out of each other, and Sam somehow lived through getting piled on road. And then he was just like, don't do this, think of so-and-so, and then he saw a thing, and I'm not saying it's awful or anything like that. It just, that part didn't land for me, essentially.
Right. And that's fair. I don't think it was like the best writing ever. I thought it was just okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also the kind of switch that you get, not like just as far as like actors, but like the switch in like kind of motives. I get that he's going for like trying to be president now, but like off screen, like you don't see the gradual like he went from this like big piece of shit and like fuck the Avengers, don't care, to like now he's just suddenly just
but he's still a piece of shit. Because if you look at what he does to the leader, like even though the leader deserves to be stuck in whatever prison he's in, like manipulating him and using him to try to get his own, just for his own benefit is, still a pretty dickhead thing to do.
And on top of that, letting Isaiah go to prison
when
he knows that he's not responsible is like, I mean, he still does that to cover up his own shit because he's not willing to actually come clean with everything because then there's no way he'd have been president probably.
No.
I mean, well, that's a different thing. But he'd probably still be fine.
You can't commit felons and be president of the United States. That's just
like,
ridiculous.
that would be
that's crazy.
Weird.
That wouldn't happen.
Come on. It's so fucking unrealistic.
Fuck.
So like, yeah, I mean, that's exactly what he said.
Imagine if they had a Nazi in the MCU.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that'd be crazy.
Fucking wow. Like, imagine if they infiltrated the Americans, like in Winter Soldier. Like, it's just so ridiculous.
That's true.
Having Nazis infiltrate a high government organization, it's fucking wow.
That's crazy. That wouldn't happen.
Come on.
Never.
You wouldn't think.
Never.
You wouldn't think that would ever happen.
But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Is like he's playing like he's this good guy now, but he actually isn't. It isn't until the end of the movie that he's like, okay, like I'm willing to actually accept responsibility. And I thought that arc made sense.
To clarify, and it might have been clarified before, but to clarify, I don't think his progression was bad at all.
Right.
I actually followed it, and I kind of disagree with one thing you said. You said that you most of his growth was off screen. I actually think a good chunk of it was on screen. You saw him slowly each time he had like a moment of emotion, or honestly, kind of a moment of freak out. He slowly built towards wanting to actually. I mean, he's still a bad person. I'm not saying that at all. But he slowly over time did show that he was trying to be like, he did sort of want to do good-ish. Just,
I think he wants to be perceived that way.
Yeah.
I mean, well, if you look at like what he wanted to do with the adamantium, that is overall it seems like a good thing.
Yeah.
Now it could have just been a put on. We don't know, but he wanted to use it, distribute it across all countries to use it for medicine and technology and this, that, and the third. Like that is all very altruistic.
I thought the adamantium wasn't all of that. I thought that was also byproducts of the celestial body.
That was all from adamantium in the presentation.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood that one. I thought like it was all those things and then also adamantium.
He did also mention like for like weapons and whatnot, but still.
I mean, you got aliens.
That is true.
There's been at least like what 2 waves of them.
Yeah,
We could take a badass soldier and let's like encase his whole skeleton in this shit.
That'd be weird. Why you even think about that?
And he has to be the same height as that lady.
Well, one of those exists.
That's the funniest thing you've ever said on this program. That was amazing. He's got to be as wide as like Red Hulk, but that same height.
Wide as shit.
Yeah.
Just got to be a brick shit house.
Oh, fuck. Goddamn. Also, just a funny sidebar here, or interesting side note, like the drawback that Red Hulk has is that he overheats.
Yeah.
Really?
He has fire powers and melts shit.
And I thought that they were going that way in the movie because when he transforms, he leaves like a little bit of char.
And you
some
have
of his
steam.
clothes burned off.
You have steam coming off of him and shit.
You saw the heat waves from the other side of the thing.
And
So I didn't know that at all.
Yeah, I thought that Sam was just gonna fucking try to wait him out, like try to burn him out.
What if that's really what happened?
He's like, I don't give a fuck about my daughter. Oh, I'm human again.
Oh, fuck.
But what the shit is it? Oh, I'm real tired.
Oh, shit, I got distracted. Fuck.
I will say that Liv Tyler should have been in this movie more.
I was gonna say, did anyone give a shit she was here?
I care because she's Liv Tyler.
I didn't care because it's Liv
It
Tyler.
was cool to see her again.
But I thought she should have been in the movie a lot more.
See, I thought until the very end, I thought it might have been a thing where like they couldn't get the
It's like
actress
she's
to show
just
up
really busy,
or something, or just didn't want to or whatever. I thought maybe it was something like that, but then she showed up at the end. So I was like, well, she showed up for one thing. Why couldn't she be in more of the? At least get a cutaway scene where she's on the phone.
Let me just say, right? That's what I thought too. Is like it was gonna cut to her when he was on the phone, but they just did a lingering shot, and it was strange to me. It was like some
real
Vince
weird.
Gilligan shit
Well-
where
My thing is, if she's still around, then why hasn't she had any kind of contact with Bruce?
Bruce, no.
well, probably Bruce like cut contact with her. Like I think that's a whole thing, like for her safety or whatever.
Oh, he did go into isolation, didn't he? At the
Yeah.
end, okay.
But that's another person that really should have been here.
I think he would. Do you think they were scared of overshadowing the rest of the characters?
I don't know why they didn't put him in here. to be
Literally?
honest.
well, that and also overshadowing that fucking budget.
Right? Yeah, that's true. Because anytime he shows up, the budget automatically skyrockets.
He was in the show, like a TV show.
Did you see?
Oh yeah, he looked like shit.
Well, they use like the same rendering model or the same kind of model that they used for like previous incarnations.
Yeah.
Too bad they didn't have that for Jen.
Right, yeah. It just made her look worse because
Yeah.
they use his like Infinity War model or whatever, and then her shit just
And I don't
looks.
understand why Abomination's like twice the size of he is. Do y'all remember
That's
that?
just how they did it with him, I guess.
I mean, depending on what incarnation of Abomination you're looking at, like he's pretty fucking big. He's a big old boy.
Yeah, he's an abomination.
Just because he was stronger.
I gotta say, Liv Tyler must actually be a fucking elf because she has not aged at all.
Yeah,
She
no,
looked exactly the same as she did in 2008.
pretty much. I've never cared for her. There's been like one or two things that I liked her in.
I mean, she's perfect as Arwen in Lord of the Rings. I mean,
Yeah, she was good in that, mostly because she didn't hardly have any lines.
no, she has quite a few.
It's a good
I'm
thing I don't
sensing
remember
another
them.
divide here.
Yeah. I'll never forget one of the first movies that me and Kevin reviewed on this podcast was the 08 Hope movie. And we were like, holy shit, she's bad.
Yeah, she's not great in that at all. Yeah, agreed. 100%.
Yeah. Well,
It's been a while since I've seen it, so it's kind of hard to say for me.
I guess one more thing, then we'll go ahead and wrap this beast up. And that is, we are back now, MCU proper, Phase 5. Woohoo. This didn't give us any insight into really the greater MCU, I feel.
No.
That did remind me. There was one other thing that you heard me complain about at the end of this movie when they're just like, there are multiple worlds. And I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I heard you over there. Like, oh fuck. Like I thought we were done.
I get why they're doing it. I get the direct, but I just more.
And you know what? Not only was it more, but it was more and vague. Just vague.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay. Like, and I remember saying, man, I could have gone to the restroom. I didn't have to be here for this cutscene.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
end credit scene was really gross, vague, mustache twirling.
Yeah.
Was not good.
I would have bought that scene more had we got the indication that the leader was doing everything he was doing to try to prepare, Earth for something impending.
Which is
Yeah.
almost what it felt like they were trying to make it feel like, but it wasn't.
No,
Then he had
It
good
didn't.
intentions, but
not at all.
Honestly, this movie didn't make me feel like he's really that smart. He was wrong almost every time, except for the brainwashing parts.
They tried to make it out like Sam being there was like the big like that was the cog in the machine that fucked him, But I'm like, your original plan involved Captain America. I don't know how much research you've done on Captain America, but he's not really known for like, oh, I'm involved in this thing. Let me go fuck off and do something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not really his MO.
Yeah. Well, now he knows.
Yeah. I mean, I guess next time.
The first time he was wrong, he should have known. Not like second or third. There's an
so
80-something% chance you die.
do you think there's any chance at all that we see Red Hulk again in the future?
I think a multiverse version is definitely possible.
Do you think that they could like kind of work it in a way that we do get a more comic, related Red Hulk?
I think Secret Wars maybe.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
what? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go ahead.
What is the like bracket for this year? What movies do we have coming?
We're getting the
Thunderbolts.
next thing we're getting is Thunderbolts asterisk,
Yeah.
and
Asterisk.
and then right around that same time we're getting for the MCU we're getting Fantastic Four,
in July.
and in July, but also in July we're getting Superman for the DCU.
yeah, so it's kind of front loaded for movies.
Yeah, because
This year.
the back half is weird, and then we're getting a bunch of shit in the following years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like next year we're getting a Clayface movie.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Forgot about
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Is he gonna be dressed up as Michael
No.
Jackson?
we hope not. We desperately hope not.
Why didn't you
I
please
hope
let me
so.
finish the sentence, Ace?
If he is, I'll be the first one to buy a ticket.
What's the other DCU movie we're getting next year?
There's Lobo coming, but that's not until.
That's Supergirl.
Supergirl, yeah.
That
Oh,
Lobo
yeah.
is going to be in
Yeah,
it,
okay.
which
yeah.
I'm not.
like. I want him
Don't
to
want.
get his own movie.
I don't want him in this movie or to get his own. But anyway, but if he is going to show up in a movie, I'd prefer that it be a different one. Let's see. So DC next year we're getting Supergirl and
Clayface.
Clayface.
and then for Marvel we're getting Doomsday.
Clayface is part of Reed's, or is it DCU?
It's
DCU.
DCU.
Okay.
We're getting Doomsday next year.
I think so, right? In the 26 and 27.
Yeah, because First Steps is the last MCU movie before Doomsday.
Oh,
So
no.
are we getting Spider-Man also?
No,
That just doesn't feel accurate.
no, I don't think so.
Well, we're getting Secret Wars in 27,
Yeah.
and we're getting Spider-Man between the two.
Something's gonna be pushed back.
So I think
I think we're getting
yeah.
Spider-Man and Secret Wars. in a
I don't
second.
think I don't think so because like Tom Holland confirmed like he's about to film Odyssey, Doomsday, fucking Spider-Man, and then Secret Wars like back to back.
making him earn it.
I think his stuntman's gonna be busy as fuck.
I think they're gonna have to make sure he don't go back on that alcohol.
So, two things. One, what is? I'm just gonna ask both of them. You can answer them in whatever order. One, what is Doomsday exactly? I've heard of it for comic wise, but I cannot remember what happens in Doomsday. The second one being, what is Phase 5 supposed to entail?
So Phase 5 is supposed to end with Avengers Doomsday.
Okay, well that one leads into the other. All right, I'm glad I asked both at the same time.
It is with Doom and not Secret War.
I thought.
I think Doomsday
Oh,
is
no.
first, and then Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right. So wait,
I think.
are they just gonna? Are they encapsulating it all into Phase 5 now?
I thought so. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Originally, when it was like first pitched, it was supposed to be like Kang Dynasty was supposed to end Phase 5, and then Secret Wars was supposed to end Phase 6. But all that shit has been compressed now because of Kang is gone. So yeah, I guess it's all going to be Phase 5. I guess the rest of Phase 5 is going to be this movie, Thunderbolts asterisk, and then Fantastic Four, and then Doomsday, and then Spider-Man, one other movie, and then Secret Wars.
Okay.
Isn't he signed on to do a couple other Spider-Man movies?
He is,
Yep.
yeah. But those will be Phase 6.
Yeah.
Also, I have zero interest in Thunderbolts Asterix. I don't know why. It just every time I've seen it, I'm just like, oh, okay.
I'm actually more hyped for it than I am about this. Was about this movie.
Do you think Sentry will be the villain?
I mean, yes.
Well, I think Madam
Or
Hydra's going to be the main
the
villain.
or the Void, rather?
Void. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
They showed a little bit more. Like, I honestly hate that I saw that second trailer tonight.
Yeah.
Because I hadn't seen. I only saw the original trailer. You know how I am.
This second trailer still doesn't show a lot because like I want to see what they do with the Void, and it worries me that I still don't get to see the Void or really even the Sentry.
No.
I find that to be a little bit worrisome, but I mean,
You don't even get much of Bob.
no,
At all.
You get Bob in the first trailer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they really should keep him out of the trailers, to be honest.
I mean, for my peace of mind, I want to see him. I want to see what I'm working with here.
Yeah.
But it's Thunderbolts is going to be interesting just because I want this movie to be good. I say that about all of them. But man, and Dylan hit it on the head. It feels like Suicide Squad when you look at it.
I mean,
it's the Thunderbolts.
I don't think that's...
Thunderbolts were made to be Marvel's version of Suicide Squad. But I want to see characters die in this movie. Not because I don't like them. Some of them I'm apathetic towards.
I think John Walker is biting it. 100%.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, he's got a kid, so he's got to die.
Yeah, they showed him with the kid. Tony Stark didn't even survive that shit.
Yep.
One movie.
One movie, yep. Yeah, I never forget. As soon as I saw that he had a daughter in Endgame, I said, Tony's going to die.
You get one I love
I
you
did not
3000.
know that was a thing.
Look,
I did not know that was such a strong foreshadowing.
Especially when, as a comic book guy, you have a kid in the movie, and that kid doesn't exist in the comic books, they're sending you up to die.
Yeah. You about to get riggedy wrecked.
And maybe Ghost or Taskmaster, I think one of them would die. And probably Red Guardian, too.
I'm actually fine
Just
with
all of them.
Just kill all of them.
I'm fine with everybody except Bucky and Yelena.
they just live and...
I think that's a good possibility.
Yeah. Because, they're well, they're money.
Right.
So...
Is there anything else that we have on good old Cap for Brave New World Order or whatever it's called?
I never
New
learned
World
what
Order.
Doomsday was.
Oh, yeah. So it's going to be Doom-centric, like Doctor Doom-centric.
And Robert...
Oh, that makes sense.
And Robert... I guess
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
Robert Downey Jr.
At this point, I think that they're going to go... I think that Doomsday and Secret Wars are going to go full tilt with the multiverse stuff and also wrap it up, which it needs to be wrapped up because they botched it.
Wrap it up, B.
Wrap that shit up, B. Better wrap that gavel up. But I think that Chris Evans is also going to be in it as Hydra Cap. But I've been wrong before. I actually thought that he should have been the villain in this movie. But I can't have nice things.
Yeah. I always like the idea of Cap being the villain in this as Hydra Cap. But also, I think it would have been much. It would have been a bit much.
It would have.
For one thing,
Especially with RDJ being Doom.
that too, yeah. You just bring back all the old Avengers as villains now.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it's going to seem like if you do that.
But also, I think that would have been disjointing for the casual audience because they're still predispositioned to love seeing Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, and it would have been much, I think, for the casual to take in.
I agree.
But,
How does Hydra Cap happen?
time shenanigans.
Okay, so
Yeah.
multiverse time bullshit.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Comics.
Basically, just went back, snagged,
Basically.
Captain and brainwashed him, whatever.
So space-time butthole.
Space-time butthole.
That's
He
what
was
that
always
callback
Hydra
was
Cap.
in Endgame was when he was in an elevator.
Yeah.
yeah, I knew
people-
that.
yeah.
I had learned that because of that scene, actually. I think you actually were the one that told me about it.
Possible.
But yeah, I was just like, oh, that's kind of a cool thing, and that's all I knew about it.
Oh yeah. Oh hell, Hydra Cap.
That was a good scene.
It was a good scene. Yeah. Never get on the elevator with Captain America, folks.
Yeah,
Fuck
ever.
no.
Never, ever. It's never worked out
You
good
about
for
to get
anybody but
fucked
him.
up.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to be on the elevator with any of these people
Yeah.
No.
at all.
Yeah, and you
Villains
definitely
or heroes.
don't want to be on there with Sam, bro, because he gonna just spread the wings out and just do a whirlwind and
Oh.
fuck everyone up.
That's gonna kill everybody on there.
That
He
thing.
kills so many people in this movie.
I would say Hulk, but he can't fit on there, and he had to take the stairs.
Yeah.
I only said one. That dude's dead, and that was at the start. And I just stopped after that.
Yeah,
When he
'cause-
first hit that one dude, and the dude hit the car. I was like, he's dead.
For me, I said it a few times, but my last one was when he beat that dude to death with the cinder block,
Oh yeah.
and I was like,
That's
okay,
also early in the movie.
yeah, I was like, okay, well, I'll stop now, yeah, because I was like, that guy was dead a few hits
There's
ago.
some
Like,
Batman kills.
do we need to talk about some things?
It's
Sam?
hilarious because it's like, man, he didn't have the super soldier serum. What's he gonna do? Picks up a cinder block.
Beats the holy hell out of this
Right
mother.
before that, I want to say he punched that wall and broke the wall.
Did he?
Probably.
I
Yeah,
heard the
probably.
I
noise
didn't see-
of breaking, and then he was like, "Oh, a cinder block that came out this wall." God.
To be fair, though, we don't know what the movie between Spider-Man 4 and Secret Wars is going to be. We know there's one more in the slate.
Is there?
Think Doctor Strange.
I think it's either going to be Doctor Strange 3 or Black Panther 3. I think one of those two things.
You don't think it's any X-Men related stuff going on?
No, they're going to save that because X-Men is basically their holy grail for whether any of this shit works or not. We got the X-Men.
So, what
So,
are
oh,
what are
sh-
your
emergency
predictions
button.
for after Secret War, if you have any?
Oh, they're going full tilt mutant. No exceptions.
Okay.
I think if Fantastic Four does well, I think we'll see maybe a Reed Richards led Avengers team down the
Okay.
line. But that's all dependent on like how well everything is perceived, how much money things make, and like I can only imagine that at the end of Secret Wars they're gonna combine all the multiverses. Like there'll only be one left. So I think we're gonna have a new T'Challa from that.
Oh shit.
Probably from a different timeline.
Yeah, because they were talking about recasting him.
Marvel has contacted me. We're in negotiations. I can't say
okay.
too much right now.
I think they're gonna get dude from
Aldous Hodge.
Aldous Hodge. Yeah.
I mean, he's a good second
Who?
pick if they can't get
Yeah.
me.
Well,
Man,
Don't tell me they're gonna do the half the movie with you and then be like, well, whenever you have talent like
Aldous Hodge. You know, we just have to take that opportunity.
on him. These poor wrestlers can't get a break.
When I talked to Kevin Feige earlier, he said they were kind of leaning towards Hodge.
really?
Yeah.
Damn. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah.
I can't. I
don't see it either.
Thank you, Brendan. Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
Over me?
He didn't come up specifically.
Okay. He's gonna be in the movie,
Yeah.
just not as T'Challa.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what he
Yeah.
meant.
Yeah. So he's gonna be like, supporting me.
I didn't get. Like I said, you didn't come up at all.
Huh? It's probably because my role is already secure.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably a sure
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, I'm gonna try to pull some strings. I want all you guys in the movie with me as the Dora Milaje.
I think we're probably gonna get some pushback.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, Dylan, you have to wear a ball cap. You're fine with that, right?
I actually just texted him saying you weren't taking the news so well.
What news about you guys being in the new
No,
Dora Milaje?
they are actually going to go with him
Yeah.
Where they going with him?
over the choice of you.
Yeah.
It was my job to make it a little bit of a joke to like smooth the land. I didn't do too well.
It's not smooth. Nothing smooth
Yeah, I
right
didn't do
now.
too well.
I am heartbroken.
Yeah.
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 But actually,
Probably 'cause you
they
didn't send me a limo this time.
they are gonna offer you a role though. You're gonna be Wakandan 9.
Is he from the comics? I don't remember.
No, I think it's more like an extra type thing.
Oh.
You'll be like in the background
So,
while he's
are you
talking
sure
about.
it's not a cool character called Wakanda 9? You
No,
know?
no,
Like
no.
He's like,
That would be.
No, it specifically said in the script Wakandan at number 9.
Damn.
I'm sorry you had to find out this way.
I'm not taking this too well. I'm going to be honest with you. He'll be hearing from my lawyers. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys can work that out.
I'm going to get the committee on this and everything, and and I know you guys stand in solidarity with me.
Sure. Yeah.
Oh no, they actually to do this they offered me a role.
God damn it!
Yeah. I was just about to tell you. I actually just accepted a role as like a employee in like the Wakandan like immigration office.
No, I'm just in the background like walking back and forth with papers.
God damn it!
Yeah. So.
I didn't want like a super up their role, but I wanted to be on screen for a little bit, you know. Just a little.
He's in the background reading a manga of Agent Paper.
Oh,
I gotta be
That's
some
what
random
we call
guy.
it now.
yeah, we just call it
the
Agent
name
Paper
of it.
now.
Just because Agent Paper is funny as fuck because they just Americanized the shit out of it.
Read or Die does sound like a threat.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that we've officially gone off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least it took 2.5 hours for it to happen.
Yeah, at least at this point, if they were like, all right, here it comes, we're just going to go ahead
Did we
and turn this off.
break the limit to the movie?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, this
a
is
long,
way long.
long, long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say that just because it's going to come up in the future, I was the person trying to pull everybody in for this episode. So
You tried twice.
when I derail the fuck out of the next throwback, just remember.
You derailed the fuck out of it right after saying let's focus.
Hey, dude. Son of a bitch.
Speaking of which,
We caught that shit.
I will not be on the next throwback. It will be the first episode in 7 years that I have not been on the Superhero Homies podcast.
He's just
Was
going to
there-
play a vow.
Was
to
there
the
ever
other room or
one
whatever.
like before 7 years that you were on?
Well, no, because like Kevin wasn't going to come in here and record by himself. So.
Yeah.
Me and Oz joked about like just coming in here and recording some shit while they weren't home, but like we never do that, obviously.
That would have been funny as hell.
Oh, well, I think that that is enough for now. Homies, I hope you guys have enjoyed this extravagant, on-point, focused review of Captain America Brave New World. But that is going to be all for now. This has been a blast. The movie isn't anywhere near as bad as what the internet's making it out to be. I don't know what's going on with that. So definitely go check it out. Make your own opinion on it. Listen to us. Don't listen to us. I don't care. Just hope you guys have fun. But that's going to be all for now, guys. But until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
I'm superhero homie Caleb.
I'm superhero homie Brendan.
And I'm superhero homie Dylan.